a happy cyberpunk land of rainbows and innocence, and no.
Happy cyberpunk. We happy few. No, just kidding.
So I'll set the timer for an hour and a half to break time, and we'll see where we are. And Dracus should be along in a bit. But yeah, so well, I make sure that our stream is actually labeled as tabletop RPG, because it likes not doing that. Like, how can we do that? Is it, what? No, okay. Why don't y'all tell us who the rest of you are? I'm Ms. Chrysilla. I'm that on pretty much all the social medias, and I'm the GM. Next, Dune. Who is you?
I'm Merc. I play Dune the Wolfblood, who is not a werewolf. It's a very different thing. Well, sort of a different thing. Anyway, Dune's been on Idun for 87 years, and in the city for 67 of those. He came here from Wolf Country because Wolf Country is full of assholes, and hasn't gone back since, which is probably a good thing because his siblings may rip him limb from limb for going back. Presley.
Hi, I am Sunburst Splendor, and I play Presley, who is a changeling and the top saleswoman at International. So, if that's the name of our company, which I am going to say it is right now.
What did you
Carve
say?
Industries. Carve Tourism.
Yeah, that's fine.
Carve Company. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, so yeah, she is the top saleswoman, and she is planning on increasing profits another 30% this quarter. Trukio.
Oh, I'm Dark Dandy. Dark Dandy 13 on like pretty much most social media. I'm playing Petruchio, and Petruchio is a vampire hacker. Don't worry about it. You know, a bit of a wild card. Don't worry.
They're sowing their wild oats, since they can't go home.
Yes.
They're also the leader of this company, nominally anyway.
Yep. And together they are Carve Tourism Limited, or some approximation of that. We have a viewer. Hey, thanks for being here, even though we're super late tonight. And that is on me also. Hey. I blame myself because I am the captain of this ridiculous ship. So everything's my fault. But yeah, Carve Tourism Limited is, they're doing well as a business. They have some interesting financial backers because secretly they are also a front for an underground railroad. That because this being World of Darkness, there is no more masquerade officially because the humans found out. Because science, I guess, and of all things, lazy vampires. But that was in 1700, and now it is 4100. There is no masquerade, there is no veil, etc., etc. So humanity needed something new to hate, so they started hating the Supernats. And now there are quite a few systems. In the core systems, it is illegal to be a supernatural person. In the Expanse, it's could go either way, and they currently live in Eden system, which is a much nicer place where everyone's allowed to be what they are and who they are. And it's very nice. But not all places in the Expanse are that nice. And then there's the Verge, which is kind of like Frontier's Firefly Land. And basically, I don't care who or what you are out there, so long as you can stop them from getting murdered by monsters.
Or you're not the one actively murdering people as a monster.
Yeah, that's important too. Because there was a war called the Silent War where a race of aliens known as the Silent turned the Supernats against the normies, and it was bad, and it was scary. And that is fueling a lot of the anti-Supernat hysteria. But there are other Some are subjugated. There are other less privileged groups of people in this system, aside from Supernats, which we might get into today. So to start, who can remember what we did last game?
Our note taker isn't here.
Oh no, that's right. Dracus will be with us in a bit.
No.
So,
Last time I believe we were finishing out the thing where we were trying to find a person and we actually found a portal to the Feywild or something.
in this system, it is called the Hedge.
The Hedge, right. Right, and we had Zell along with us because she was paying back a favor to us because for some reason our changeling wasn't there to begin with. But reappeared.
Oh, how things have changed. Now it's our mage that's buggered off.
Yeah. So we found the empty ship. We turned it in for a bounty. Mr. Rockman went in for a bounty. And we traced him back to a building that had burned in the Hedge, that had burned down in the real world and been rebuilt, but was still with a burned down version in the Hedge. And the Rockman appeared to have basically been part of the wall at one point and then decided he didn't want to be part of the wall anymore. So he walked out, leaving basically a Looney Tune impression of himself on the wall behind. Yeah, the trail ended there. So we all went.
We also found out that Orchard is actually Orchard is actually useful, is what we figured out.
Oh, that's what I meant to do this week. I meant to get my Orchard mask.
And totally not evil at all.
Orchard is your friend. Orchard is watching you.
Orchard is here to help.
Orchard is here to help.
Yep.
I am here to serve.
Hi there, I'm Eddie, your shipboard computer, and I'd be pleased to punch to run any program you care to run through me. No.
Trust friend computer.
No, Eddie was
I actually was one of those channels I watch is Perception Studios, and they've been doing readings of old radio shows because no, not copyright. What's the other word? Free domain. And last night they did 1984.
Public domain. Yeah.
Public domain with puppets. I'm sorry, felted friends, but it was still like serious as fucking like yikes. So yeah, friends
That's
computer.
amazing.
So yeah, we brought up.
That's amazing.
There are 4 lights. Friends computer. There is no war in Bossing. Say like all of that goes back to 1984. Whew. Anyway, back to our much happier land where, as far as y'all know, you're not being constantly surveilled. But it's a little disturbing that maybe it's disturbing that Orchard is both in the mundane world and the Hedge.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, the real world will ignore, and we'll pretend that coming year is not 1984. In modern times, we all feel fated to have our personal lives invaded by credit reports and databases, bureaucrats with hidden faces, but all these intrusions are nothing new, because Santa Claus is watching you. This jolly old elf, with a sack on his back, violating the Privacy Act, puts
That's
your name on a list
amazing.
of device, then stuffs your new toy with a listening device. You are
can't.
monitored the
I
whole
can't.
year through because Santa Claus is watching you.
The original Big Brother. And a saint, so yeah. They're definitely
That's
watching.
Original Elf on a Shelf.
amazing.
Who wrote
It's
that?
Oh, fucking elf on a shelf. I hate. Oh, sorry. I probably shouldn't have used.
Dude,
Naughty
Merc,
words.
who wrote that?
Hmm?
Who wrote that, Merc?
I heard it on the Glenn Miller Christmas special. I can put it in the Discord if you want it.
Put it in our Discord, please.
I will.
Glenn Miller. Okay.
Okay,
I'll take-
sure.
It was a radio show. It was a radio for a long time. Then he died, and it stopped being played.
Our mage has returned.
Yay!
Yay!
Hey, Dracus!
Woo, Klaus, who is you?
Hi, I'm Dracus. I'm playing Klaus. I'm the resident mage, kind of an asshole. Definitely a drug dealer.
Entertainment specialist.
Yeah. you know,
Personalized entertainment specialist.
if you want to put it nicely, that's who I am.
That looks a bit better with 5. All right.
Glenn
So,
Mitchell. Sorry. Wrong last name.
Glenn
Apologize.
what?
Glenn Mitchell. Christmas
Oh,
special.
Mitch. Okay.
Sorry.
Glenn Miller.
Right.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
That's fine. I'm the one that started us 15 minutes late today. You have nothing to apologize for. Everything is my fault. I am the captain of this fail ship. Aha. Anyway, all right. So we were just recounting what happened last week, and some of y'all basically asked Orchard to compile some data about the missing. I believe Pricely asked Orchard to compile data on the whereabouts of your missing bro or of your missing clients. Although, from what the Thorn Queen told you, it is very likely that their ass is in Arcadia now. So what did y'all decide about? So when you get back to your office, because finding a hedge gate in Eden City is not difficult, and the Eden City Constabulary actually has a department specifically meant to monitor the hedge full of changeling police officers, or changeling emergency responders, let's say, because Eden City does emergency response the right way, because this is a fantasy land, and I say so. And yeah, and in fact, Pricely met a beat cop in an ogre beat cop in the hedge on her way to find her lost companions before they became capital L lost.
Smoke monsters.
Smoke monsters. Well, rock monsters, but also smoke monsters. That's probably happened here. Yeah. So, and Orchard said, "Okay, we will compile the data and email it to you." And yeah. So after getting out of the hedge, do y'all just go back to your office? Because it's only about midday. Like, all this kicked off rather early in the morning, maybe at 9 a.m. because your client's sister had already been harassing the local police lines from her own system in Deneb. Is where's my brother? He hasn't called me. He didn't check into his hotel. Blah blah blah. Blah. So,
I mean, if there's any kind of hedge nonsense, I would look to our resident changeling.
Okay. Okay. So we need to. I don't know that we can get to Arcadia.
I mean,
well, you could, but do you want to?
We don't want to. So we're probably going to. We need to figure out exactly how to tell our client that, well, that her brother never made it, and we don't know if he will.
I mean, we kind of do know exactly where he is and exactly what he's doing, but I don't think we can get stopped. So when he gets back, he may not be your brother anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not quite the same thing as losing him all hands, but don't know when he'd get back and don't know what he'd be when he gets back.
Yeah. We also need to know
If this were... sorry, go ahead.
The fetch shows up.
The what?
The fetch.
Ah.
Okay, so
I need a refresher on what that term means in this context.
Okay, that's okay. So basically, what happens is when you get taken to Arcadia. They leave something behind that looks like you and sounds like you, and basically just pops up in the same space in your life. That thing can either be sinister in nature, it can pull people back, or it can just go and live the life that you aren't living anymore. So the question is, when that thing shows up, I guess.
I mean, is there any...
They're not always sinister. Sometimes they don't even necessarily know. But there will be a redundancy.
Well, I don't know when this fetch thing would pop up, or even if it would pop up, because we don't know exactly if he was sent to Arcadia, although we surmise that he probably was, given the people who took him, but we don't know for sure, and we're not going to Arcadia to check. It's not any of our places except perhaps yours, and I don't think you want to go back.
Okay.
So, the definitive proof would be the fetch showing up, and that would definitely tell us whether or not he went to Arcadia. But we don't know when nor where the fetch would show up. Do you suppose it would show up back at his home or here where he was supposed to be 3 days ago?
I think the best bet right now is to look around here, because that's where he was taken. So the fetch would probably be deposited back in the same place.
Fair enough. And it would look like him and smell like him and have all his memories and that sort of thing.
Yes.
So if we can verify it is not harmful, we could probably give it back to the woman as her brother. And not let her know that he's being tortured into insanity in another dimension. It seems like the sort of thing that you don't really tell the family members, if you can at all avoid it.
Yeah.
Sounds like we can avoid it.
If we can find the fetch.
We could try to question it, but I don't know if it would know anything.
That still requires us to find it, and I don't know where to start looking. Although perhaps Orchard will give us the location, depending on if the fetch looks exactly like the young man, or if it's a mirrored version of him.
Okay. I'm gonna check my email real quick. Let me just pull it up.
Now that we're back in the office.
Yeah.
Did you wait until you were in the office to have this conversation, or were you having it walk and talk Sorkin style?
I would think we'd wait till we were back in the office.
That's
yes,
what I
Seems
think.
a little
too.
more
I assumed
secure
that.
than like just
I thought
walking
we were
around
in
on the
the
street talking
office.
about fetches.
I thought we were in the office.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I just wanted to double check.
I thought we were in the office.
Yeah, you check your email and you still just have that like automatic email response. You know, your request is being processed by Orchard.
Okay.
It
I would like to
returned
check
in the
my-
fullness of time.
I'll check my email as well, because I asked for the history of the burned out building and any other incidences of supernatural the cross-reference with it.
That is also still collating.
We should check the date.
You right.
Your phone says it is the same day you went into the hedge.
What time?
7 minutes and a second after we left.
It's like after lunchtime, so it's like 3 p.m.
So
Okay.
time has gone more or less linearly for us.
It helps that Presley has some merits that help her navigate the hedge better, and also that you all managed to, because of her, managed to stay in the close hedge Because, yeah, there's a point at which it becomes more like the Feywilds, and you don't want to be there. Well, some changelings do that, but in general, if you're not a changeling, don't be there. But this is also why there are cops patrolling the hedge, just in case, because there's so many hedge gates and so many people. Yeah, let's see if we can mitigate damage before it happens. So there's a buzzer because Jimothy is the intern watching the front. Was that
All right.
Yes, that's right.
Jimothy?
Named
Yes.
him Timothy.
Jim, short for Jimothy.
Jimothy. There's sort of like a buzzer on the intercom. Mix Petruchio, there's a police officer here to talk to you.
Oh, dealing with the police now. All right. How can I help
Should I
you?
let him in, sir? Oh, okay, I'll let him in, sir. Yes, you can go in. They are ready to talk to you, sir. Jimothy sounds uncomfortable, but Jimothy always sounds uncomfortable.
Jimothy's definitely hiding something that you aren't supposed to have in the workplace. So am I,
Yeah.
but you know,
100%.
So
I'm not an intern.
Hey.
So a cop walks in, kind of a short kind of scrawny looking woman. Presley, you can see pretty quickly that she is a wizened, so she is a changeling.
Okay.
It is not immediately obvious to anyone else in the room because only Presley is a changeling.
Okay.
And she just sort of comes in and she's like, hi,
My first clue is the strong smell of goblin fruit.
well, kind of, the whole city smells like goblin fruit. I mean, let's be real. Hi, so I'm Officer Jules, and are you the company or the chartered company that was involved with the fight with the stone creature on the docks earlier today?
Most unwillingly, but yes.
Okay, I'm not. This is just like a follow-up. Like, I'm not here to do anything. Also, based on the size of the creature you beat up, I would not want to. So, I'm just here to also I understand we have a missing persons case with the Idun Police Department that your office is currently involved in to some extent. So I'm just here to verify, like, so was the incident at the docks today part of the investigation to find the missing person?
The problem is that we found a hollow ship, a ship with a, a movable gate aboard, which is not a good thing. But given that what we heard from one of the local queens, Zell, we have reason to believe that they were smuggling for the people of Arcadia, who like to turn people and changelings. And we have reason to believe that the person in question was taken by them to the people.
Yes.
But we'll know for sure when and or if the fetch shows up.
Okay, so you all know what a fetch is.
I read some recent education in the subject, though I'm more familiar with things of the spiritual world.
Okay. So, I'm here as a follow-up, both from the courts, or from the freeholds, and from the police department. They have an understanding. There are so many of us here. So we are also on the lookout for fetch, and in Eden City, the order is for fetches is to shoot on sight. So if you're still there under guise of the Mercenaries Guild, just keep that in mind. That's fine. So also there is the matter of the Hollow Ship. So as ambassador from the Day Court, the jurisdiction of the Cosmic Courts, whose the shipyards is their territory. They just wanted to confirm what you wanted to do with the Hollow Ship. If it's very much a kind of finders keepers policy, especially as you have a changeling in your company. If you are just going to keep it, or if you want to turn it in to the courts for a bounty. The latter of which you would have to show up in person to the court's own freehold. Not right now, but at a later date.
Aye.
Or at least send a representative.
Oh,
I would
that's
have
easy.
to discuss what I want to do with it.
Yeah, I'm a beat cop. I'm just here to follow up. And if you have any new information to do with the missing persons investigation.
We did find where the rock golem came from, although we don't know if it was what killed everyone on the ship or not. We traced the trail of the golem back to an abandoned building. I give her the address because I forgot.
Huh. Okay, and she actually she's not writing it. She's typing it into a phone device. Okay.
Who
On
uses
the other
pens
side,
these
on the hedge,
days?
in the hedge, it was burned as it was in the original building. On this side, it has been rebuilt. The golem itself seemed to have come from the material of the building, and I am not sure the impetus of the golem itself, as it were.
Huh.
What caused part of the building to become a golem? All I know is that there's a golem-shaped hole in the building now, in the stone that smells of the golem.
Okay. So it spontaneously was created out of hedge matter.
I don't
Yeah.
know how spontaneous it was, but I haven't found the impetus for it yet.
Okay. And she's taking all this down. Okay. Thank you for your cooperation. If you have any, I am now attached to this case under the case number that I believe the police station already gave you. So
One more thing.
Mhm.
No other golems have been made from that building. This was the only one.
okay, that is good to know. So yeah, so collecting bounties on the stone monster and the ship, you'll have to make an appearance, but we can set that up for you for a later date. As the king likes to set these things up in advance. So yeah, we'll be in touch. And also, and she hands you a card. Here is my direct line. I mostly patrol around the shipyards. So I've been put on this case since that's where some of this evidence is coming from. So we're just kind of keeping it there. So, yeah. So thank you for your cooperation. And yeah, I could say I hope I don't have to talk to you all again about this case, but you know, it is what it is. We do, in cases such as this, they don't happen often, but we generally leave, even if we're very sure the person has been taken to Arcadia, we leave the missing persons case open for a while until auguries, etc., can confirm that it's now a closed case. Because sometimes mortals do find their way back. Yeah, well, among other things, yes. So yeah, thanks for your cooperation, and call me if you have any more questions or evidence.
We'll do so.
She tips her hat and, you know, walks out.
So I don't know what we want to do with the ship, but I would be inclined to keep it if we could get rid of the portal inside of it.
I mean, I don't know how much I have in this sort of thing, but it does seem like we're borrowing people's ships quite a lot, so, you know, get our own for free sounds kind of nice.
But I don't like being connected to the hedge. Not in that fashion. Not on a ship.
I don't really know that there's anything we can do to unconnect it, but
Just lock the closet door. It's fine.
One presumes that there is some sort of magical sealing one can do to the door. I mean, it is in a cabinet. Worst comes to worst, we can burn the cabinet. One could hope that would shut the door.
You could
We
also
can
just ask
certainly
around,
try.
or ask around any of the 8 million changelings you know in this town.
Yeah.
There's so many changelings, and they're all so happy and well-adjusted.
Well, at least Zell owes us one more favor, but I would not call upon it for that. Not yet, anyway.
Yeah, that seems a little frivolous. Like,
Yeah, would be nice.
I agree. I think that we can find some use for the ship.
After Petruchio cleans up the really crappy operating system. It's like, that was just, why? There's just no accounting for taste and poor craftsmanship. Why?
That's for Petruchio, but I'd be inclined to keep it.
Although that said, it's based on how that company seems to operate. Having a crappy operating system makes it really easy to wipe when you need to. But it didn't even wipe that well. It's like, why?
yeah, I mean, they were keeping it everywhere all the day. No, we got to start from scratch with that.
Petruchio has standards.
Out of character, it's actually much harder to wipe a crappy operating system than it is to wipe a good one. Because a good one will have a good file structure, and you can wipe that easily. A bad one will have a file structure that's all over the fucking place, and you can't find everything. That's day job. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so there's also
So
okay, I see your question. Presley will. Well, I'll talk about that at break. We're not going to do that today.
Gotcha.
I was thinking about it, but then it was like half of us will be late, and I was like, oh, okay. Or rather,
Yeah.
basically everyone except Merc. I was also late. Merc was here before me. Like, it's been a day. Anyway,
Yeah.
Magic Fantasyland. So yeah, from there you have you basically receive the Petruchio, you receive an email from the I don't remember from one of the local kings of fairy. I will have to double check which one.
It sounds like a scam already.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Hello,
God.
I'm an Arcadian prince, and if you put this much into my account, no. It's basically it looks like you're being emailed by some kind of underling of some important changeling person who's like, let's make an appointment with the king at the earliest convenience to collect your bounty on, for your help with in the hedge.
with the rock thing.
And it's just, so it's just like, they're not rushing it. They're just like, hey, just get back to us.
I'd be inclined to do that. Given as we have nothing else pressing to do today.
Yeah, we don't. I mean, usually we would send the intern stuff, but I don't know how much I trust the intern,
Yeah, sending the intern to what is styling itself as a noble court.
Yeah.
Oh God, no.
That sounds like the beginnings of a whole
rarely
other
answer the
game that
phone.
we aren't playing.
I mean, you could play it if you wanted. I'm not saying don't. I'm asking, what do you want to do next?
This is a wonderful fake court, and you are a horrible intern.
Honestly, I'm jotting down the idea.
Things to do with the intern later.
Yeah.
The list.
Well, I mean, if he ever becomes,
So let's just say that you have the rest of your day is pretty normal. You've got your the newsreels on or the news sites to read up on, and No one's reported. Well, actually, no. This is an internet age, so yes, there are already reports about the fight, or Pricely sees reports about the fight in the shipyards because changelings have their own newspapers. Because of course they do. There are so many.
Of course we do. Why wouldn't we?
You don't see it in the moral, but there is an interesting Eden City or Eden System headline in the news today. So let me see. There is a report that the Chiron Group is doing a mass recall of a certain kind of synthetic human designate LAU for something that they're calling, what did I call it? Do something super simple, so I wasn't supposed to forget it.
Drug addiction. No.
Oh yeah, they're calling it the A defect, but it makes these models dangerous. So basically, Chiron is putting out on the wire. Please return all of these models to Chiron, to a Chiron representative in your system to prevent any problems. It's not clear. It's, they say like not all of the models are necessarily defective in this way, but they all have the potential for it. So, please just turn it into your local Chiron store, basically, because yeah, and yeah, and they've it says in the local story the big thing is actually on StarNet, so this is like across all the systems. And then in the local city news is more like it looks like Chiron has asked local law enforcement and emergency response to work with them in the rounding up of all of these synthetic humans.
Mm-hmm.
And the article also gets into the kind of weird situation of that in Eden City, because Eden System does not recognize slavery. So it brings up the article just outright states, like, we are being asked to round up autonomous humanoids who have their own rights in the system. And it's like, so it's part news and part reflection on, like, should we do this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a big yikes.
I don't hold any truck with those people who buy and sell people. I mean, you can make life. Any idiot can make life. All you gotta... What?
Sorry, ADHD.
I heard a single clang. Sorry. Anyway. I don't hold truck with anybody who would make life and then try and recall it. I mean, any idiot can make life. All you need to do is have a bit of a foolish night. But you can't do anything about it afterwards. Doesn't matter what it chooses to do. It's its own thing. And you can't put it back. Which should be told to every young boy at the age of 15. But isn't always. But I've seen before what happens when people try to do this. It wasn't my pack. It was another other pack out in Wolf Country. Had a line of red-haired girls in their wolf bloods. Spiritual types. But one day, one of them went bad, and so the alpha decided that one of them was bad, that the bloodline was bad, and they killed them. All the wolf bloods from that bloodline. Bastards. A lot of them. You can't do that to people.
Somebody's making some weird noise.
It's not me. I swear to God, it's not me.
Noises.
Okay, we're good.
Okay.
Sorry.
Oh,
Sorry.
Dune was monologuing and it was fun. Okay, but yeah,
I'm
that
sorry,
kind of thing does happen. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of thing does happen in Wolf Country, and it strikes you, Dune, as Eden System doesn't recognize slavery, which is one of the reasons why y'all can run to the city and not have to worry about it anymore, because local law enforcement are like, are you kidding? No, you can't. we're not helping you round up your vanilla humans to serve you in the boonies. No. And it's not just because there are wolf bloods in local law enforcement, but that too.
Yeah.
Because, you've got the whole wolf blood mafia going.
If
They're like a nice mafia. It's fine. Everything's fine.
if they make it to the city, the fair amount of wolf bloods never do if the werewolves find out they're trying to run. So, wolf country's not a good place, and I'm never going back if I can at all avoid it.
Yeah, and this does Dune for you would bring up a lot of those kinds of memories of bad stories, and I mean this isn't the first time Chiron Group has done something like that. There among the Wolfbloods, there's been talk and speculation of are people making synthetic humans with Wolfblood DNA for some models, and they're like, well, what happens when that synthetic turns into a full werewolf? And so
that sounds pretty deeply fucked up right there.
It is.
Yeah.
Mages have similar stories that you might have noticed, Klaus, if you ever hang out with some mages. Like, they're not all assholes. Hashtag not all mages, but a lot of them are assholes.
I don't hold with the Chiron Group, and I don't run any jobs for them. Damn their eyes.
But yeah,
I mean, this whole thing is a load of bullshit, so...
So, Klaus, is there anything you do in particular after reading that news story? Just asking.
I think that Petruchio is probably the only person who, outright knows that I am a synth and am this model, so I'm just gonna look at them and be like... We're not letting anything happen, right?
Don't worry about it. I got you. We good.
Okay. Promise I won't go batshit on you.
Pinky promise. There we
Gonna be like, between you and me, if I'm going batshit, it's not gonna be because I'm a synth, it's gonna be because of magic, so
Fair. Appreciate that.
At the Petruchio and Klaus, either of you make a wits or intelligence investigation, let's say.
I need dice. Please hold.
Please hold for D10.
Yes.
I pretty much just sat down at my computer and got everything out as I was introducing my character, so I'm realizing that I didn't get everything, such as dice.
Chat, if you're curious, we are effectively taking a mishmash of first and second ed NWoD and then using the MET rules so that we only have to deal with one dice at a time. Because otherwise, I've forced my players to buy dozens and dozens of D10s, and I don't roll that way. Lol.
I mean, I have dozens and dozens of D10s, but I think I'm in the minority. I don't have any dots in investigation.
So we got one investigation dot, and intelligence was the other one?
Yeah. This is more of a, and if you research it, or maybe you just don't if you don't roll high enough. But, okay.
Well,
intelligence I got a 4 in.
Yeah, you're smart vamp.
I have 5 in wits, but I rolled a 1, so...
Klaus, you have no thought to research anything. You just take all of this at face value. Petruchio,
I'm just fuming over here. Maybe I'll research later, but not this instant.
I rolled an 8.
That's one success. So Petruchio, now that you think about it, because you don't, as a kindred, you don't survive what you've survived by being stupid and not researching. That's part of what great grandmama likes about you, or rather finds useful. which is how you got here in the first place. So you look up a few more articles about the LAU recall, and nowhere does Chiron really specify what the defective synthetic synths are doing or what the problem actually is. Like, they have a name for it, and there are also not yet any reports of this model being involved in anything catastrophic or crazy. Like none of them have turned into werewolves, because that can be a problem. Because new wolfies are very, very angry.
Yeah.
And don't mind flaying everything in sight. Filleting.
If there was a new one, you'd hear about it. There's just no way to cover that up. Not well, anyway. It's not without explosives.
You've got some stories like that of Wolf Country as well. So yeah, you can't really figure out what this what did I call it again? Oh my god. I'm just gonna bold it so it stands out. A defect. We'll just call it the alpha defect, because it just sounds like a defect. Like, yes, it is. Greek letters, we still have those. So yeah, the alpha defect, you don't know what it actually means. So you don't know what a Klaus meltdown might look like.
A stands for asshole.
This line is entirely too unpleasant, and we're recalling them for being jerks. Because
that's amazing.
That's fantastic.
So,
we accidentally made them rude. Oops.
I think that's just a mage thing, but okay.
Rude medical droids. They're all Dr. House, and no one is happy. So as you're researching this, and also working on regular day-to-day business of being a travel agency / underground railroad, you get another buzzer intercom. I will say that probably Petruchio has their own office in the back with a door that closes, but the rest of y'all probably just work in a communal office with a few desks, not even cubicles.
Oh god, an open office plan.
Not like the super technically open office, not like the kind of annoying iStore looking we're all sitting at the same desk bullshit. But y'all have your little desk alcoves, against the walls.
Okay.
And yeah. So it's not super obnoxious.
Except when Dune is trying to maintain all his knives, because then the whetstone noise just gets super irritating.
Generally, you try to do that on lunch break, but there are also times when it is oddly soothing to know that, oh, don't worry, one of our party members has a lot of weapons. Yay! I feel better. Klaus, this may be making you feel a little bit better. Dune, are you sharpening your knives now?
Yes, we'll go with yes. I've got some handguns beside me, ready for oiling after I finish with the knives.
Yep, you've got a nice little rhythm going, and it is pleasant. At that point, there's an intercom buzz that goes to both you and Petruchio. You can also hear the intercom because you like knowing what's happening in your own office. It's Jimothy. We have a new prospective client that wants to see you. They seem a little. It seems like they need to go on a vacation really right now.
I'll pull out my handkerchief and put it on my pile of guns.
It's a huge werewolf-sized handkerchief.
Carefully draped over the pile of guns, which are now just something underneath the handkerchief.
Do you want me to sit on the hidden guns and
No, that's not good gun safety. I keep the safeties on, but I still wouldn't rather. I'd rather not have them fail when you sit on them, because then you have to pick them
Fair.
up. And you're the medic.
You know?
Some smart thinking.
That's an awkward place for the medic to pull the bullet out of their own. Anyway.
Yeah.
Well, let's say the boss lets him in. I mean, it may become a moot point. True, you're the boss man. You decide whether or not we take this.
That's. You know what? Yeah, let's go for it. Let's let them in. We'll see what they gotta say.
Yes, plot hook? No plot?
Yes,
Okay.
let's check.
Okay, I'm just checking to see if this NPC has a name already. I am so not on the ball tonight, I will admit that. Okay. Thank you, Past Chris, for at least taking better notes on a previous game. Okay. All right, so everyone give me a wits investigation roll as this individual walks into your office.
Wits investigation. Okay.
I rolled a 10.
All right.
So
Okay. So it's a 5.
I rolled a second 10.
I also
All
rolled
right,
a
my
10.
character sheet's
That's a
melting.
2. But, now I'm at
How many
22 just
D10s do we
from
roll?
the straight rolls.
You roll 1d10, and then if you roll a 10, you get to roll it again.
It explodes.
Gotcha. Okay,
I
so I rolled a 5.
Gotcha.
Okay,
I
so
rolled
just
an
add
7,
that-
8,
I got a 21.
11.
Okay, so everyone got at
I'm
least
at
one success.
27. I've lost track of how many
Not a
successes
billion
that is.
successes.
It's like 7.
I got
Oh, cool.
11. I don't know what that means, but I got 11.
You got 2
Okay,
successes. I have
I
5
love this.
successes. Klaus has
Over 5 successes, so maybe
7 or 8.
7
Right.
successes.
So that makes sense. So it takes the rest of you. Well, Dune got 5.
Yeah.
So it takes Dune about a minute. It takes the rest of you once, if anyone mentions, is like, oh yeah, Klaus. In fact, your internal memory bank actually kicks in because this is you vaguely remember them as they didn't really give you a name, but you registered their kind of serial name as T Lao 7.
It's the LAU unit from the Saga incident, isn't it?
Yeah. And you recognize it because they're kind of like not doing a great job at hiding themselves, but they're in a trench. They're doing the Carmen Sandiego thing with the high collared trench
Yeah.
coat, all in black, and they're just like really agitated. So yeah, so the rest of you also eventually recognize this person, and they're like, hi.
You look like a vampire groupie.
I'm closing the door after them, make sure nobody followed them in here because, yeah.
Hi. Yeah, I need I've been told your company is really good at
One-way trip.
emergency one-way trip. Yeah, I kind of need that now.
Well, we can certainly help you, I say as I sweep the handkerchief off my pile of guns and put it back in my pocket.
Okay. This person is they are actually edging back towards the door, the pile of guns, because they're not sure how to interpret that.
I'm
gonna look them dead in the eye and be
I'm sorry.
I take the first
Listen.
one and I crack it open and I start oiling the parts.
we covered the guns up because we were afraid that the people who are definitely you're running from were coming here. Don't worry about it. You're clearly not them.
Dune has some social skills. Lacking.
It's not my fault they chose the
I'm
day I
sorry.
chose all my weapons. Well, half my weapons.
It's
He means
Weapons
well.
Day. This is what happens on Weapons Day. Wednesday, Weapons Day.
Dune's a good kid.
Dune,
Don't
have
worry
I ever
about it.
mentioned that I'm grateful for your copious amounts of weapons that you keep in the office? Because I'm grateful for that.
You're very welcome. I remember that you can't use the ones underneath the desks, but the ones above desk height are safe enough for you to use. Anything below that may have too much of a kick for a regular human, or any kind of non-wolf blood.
Got it.
Add Dune's weapons cache to company documents.
Remember, below desk height is things with a huge kick that people only with enhanced strength can handle. Everything above desk height is for, normal people. Handguns, this kind of thing.
Oh my god.
The noisy cricket is below desk level.
Oh my god.
This when you're saying this to Tilao, they kind of look at you and are like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah.
We are very serious about the safety of our guests here.
I
You would not be the first blood pursuit.
I've met you before. How did I not notice?
Incognito.
Okay. Do you know do you know anything about what this alpha defect is?
Haven't looked into it yet, but our boss was looking into it recently and seems like it's bullshit.
Well, yeah, a lot of what Chiron does is bullshit.
I mean, yeah, but it sounds like they're making it up for some purpose that is not actually a defect.
Yeah, okay, so full disclosure, the sheriff, the Eden City Sheriff's Office, I did a favor with the sheriff. They respect my autonomy. They're basically giving me 24 hours to get out of the system before they have to do something about it. But yeah, it's about 10 years ago, Chiron Group, came in to wine and dine the local government, the mayor before Collins, and I was a gift, which was really awkward because Eden's system doesn't do slavery.
People are not gifts.
Yeah, so they accepted me as a gift, but then they're like, so we're emancipating you, and we're just going to offer you a job in law enforcement or in emergency services because we don't know what else to do for you, but here's how to get used to being a free human, which I was not prepared for at that time, and it was really weird. But yeah, I know I don't want to go back. Especially when I don't know what I'm going back for or to. So,
wait, why are they going to just turn you over?
Well, no, it's that it's a complicated political thing. Also, the sheriff. Sheriff Kwan, Chief of Police Kwan, is they're basically cooperating with Chiron Group to try and keep it just local law enforcement working on it, because she doesn't really like these people being here either. But it's basically other systems are like, oh yeah, bring in your, synthetic hunter guys to hunt down all of any possible stragglers that aren't being turned in. And there have already been a couple people turned into local law enforcement, like from the elites up in Riverside, because some of them are horrible. And just because they're not technically slaves and instead technically employees doesn't mean they're not elite douchebags. So local law enforcement is, eventually Chiron's going to figure out that, well, at least Sheriff Kwan really doesn't want to turn people over to Chiron. Petruchio, just to note, Sheriff Kwan is basically like, Eden City has a chief of police that is basically elected, like a sheriff. This is not the vampire sheriff. Good, important to note. This is not the name of the vampire sheriff, who is also a woman and a gangrel and scary. There are a lot of scary women in this city. It's great.
Gotcha.
The police force around here are very good about not giving people back into situations which are bad for them. Otherwise, I myself and a number of other wolf bloods would be dead. Given back to the packs we escaped from.
Yeah, I don't know of anyone in my department that would like willingly turn me in to Chiron. Like there's a reason. Like they wanted to build a lab here, and like in the end, like they just couldn't. Like the mayoral office, like no one was willing to bat for them to get them digs here. They have the equivalent of like a few stores in Riverside where the rich for the tops, but like they don't have a presence here like they do in other systems that they buy their way into. So, but I'm not safe here anymore, so I need to leave. And
understandable.
Okay.
Yeah, so I don't know if you know this, but yeah, Sheriff Kwan knows what you do here, but for that you don't have to worry about them. They like that you do that, and they're just a regular human that likes people and thinks liberty is important. So,
a good person. And I will say that it wouldn't overly matter if they didn't like what we were doing, because it's sanctioned by the vampire courts, and there's not much you can do against that.
Oh. Yeah, I'm still not really sure how the vampire courts officially work into local law enforcement. I know how the changelings do it because they're really cards up, but the vampires are no offense. Vampires are kind of the complete opposite. And remember, sorry, sorry, kindred. Sorry.
All that matters is that it doesn't matter, really.
Sheriff Kwan also seems to think that has reason to believe you can set me up with an identity that isn't a synthetic human, an emancipated synthetic human.
That'd be Petruchio's job. My job getting you wherever you need to go safely.
Because I could run to the very outward edge of the verge, but if I'm still traceable, if people still know what I am, like they could still turn me in. Because they haven't started putting up bounties yet, but they might eventually.
There'll be no takers here in Eden system. Because if they allowed bounties on escaped slaves, or even, such things as that, then the wolves would have posted them all for wolfbloods long ago, and it'd be not safe in the city. So nobody here accepts them. They get posted, but nobody takes them.
I get what you're saying. That's not strictly true because we do get bounty hunters from out of system.
True. No, local bounty hunters.
I know enough of I've met several Wolfblood community members, and I get that. So, Eden City is still free, just maybe not as free for me anymore. But like I said, my boss, well, my highest boss gave me 24 hours. After that, my the law enforcement is going to have to start looking for me. But like, I need to get out of here. So,
okay,
anything you could do to help would be appreciated. Like, I've never had to run away from home before.
Petruchio.
You know what? We can set you up with what you need as far as like getting you a location, putting you in contact with people. What will take care of you.
Okay. Should I just stay here? Like I technically have an apartment, but I don't really have stuff. I don't
Probably for the
really
best.
understand stuff.
You couldn't. It would be a bad idea to take any of it with you if you did. So
Okay.
the more stuff you have, the more identifiable you are when you take off. Better to take only a suitcase full of whatever you want.
I am ready to go. I don't have a lot of stuff. It's just like I don't care. I'm not like okay. Like I know some synths get really like want to leave and run away and be free, but I just that not how it worked. I don't know what's I have never prepared for this, and so just tell me what to do, please.
Well, first, I believe we should get you something a little less conspicuous than that. I mean, I pull off the outfit well, but not too many people can do the climb in San Diego without attracting much attention. Presley, I believe that is your area of expertise. If you would mind taking them shopping.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I can help out with that as well.
Our boss, Petruchio, will
Yes.
deal with the documentation to get you a new identity, the necessary hacking and so forth. I may know people who can get you papers, but it'd be easier if Petruchio did it. I believe... can you hack and walk at the same time, Petruchio?
Yeah, I mean, it's like easier, sitting down and stuff on account of my bad back. But yeah, no, I can walk and hack at the same time.
Then I would believe it would behoove us to go for a walk, as it were, and all go along on the shopping trip.
All right.
So I'll go with you all. I don't have a ton of money. I'm technically a member of the Conservators Union, so I can pay in universal favors. But that's about all I got. Oh, I do have money. I have about 50 grand saved up because I just don't really understand money.
You probably need it. Where are you going? So
You're going to need that.
Okay.
You're going to need that to get your own place. We can get you hooked up with some new wardrobe.
It's clothing and such. It won't be too terribly much. We might miss to tap your money to get you a ticket. But as far as it goes, just keep it. And universal favors would do well enough. We are part of the Conservators Union as well, and we can always use more favors.
Okay. Okay. All right. So what's next?
Time to go shopping.
It's the shopping episode.
Yeah.
Yes, montage.
Space Mall.
Oh yeah, Space Mall. Space JC Pennies.
Yeah, like what? So who is themselves in charge of the Lao makeover?
I mean, I feel like I have some experience on that specifically, but Presley is probably better overall.
Okay, yeah.
Another LAU unit didn't recognize me.
You're the charmer, Presley.
Yeah.
You're the people person. You are the one who's up on the latest fashion trends, including the latest designer drugs for some reason.
Yes. Because I mean, hey, I'm just gonna make sure that they're super trendy, that they're very on brand. That way they make sure that like they blend in with the crowd. I mean, granted, the super trendy thing that everyone's doing right now is neon tutus, but you know what? We can make it work. So I'm going to go and we're gonna take them to yes. We want to make sure they blend in with the crowd, that they're kind of like up to date. They look like everyone else, or at least like someone who is kind of like blendy, which just, yeah, okay, we're going to do that. That's fine.
The biggest trick is to find something that draws attention off of anything that makes you noticeable as a synth.
So
Exactly.
really hold
Okay, and you can tell that like there is like a barcode
Ah,
on their face.
cool. Yeah, neon Crocs. That's it. That's it. We're going.
That's all you need.
Water. No.
Rocks.
Absolutely. We
That's
got
what rings up
that.
at.
Also, where is the barcode? It's right here.
They've got a
Is the
barcode
barcode
on.
right here?
Yep.
Okay, that's fine. We actually okay, we're gonna just cover that up with like a little bit of glitter. That way it just kind of like reflects off of it. And we're going to get you some like big trendy sunglasses. And that's gonna be perfect.
Whoosh. Like the ones in Animal Crossing
Yeah.
that are just, like this big.
Yes. Yeah, even though Label doesn't know what goth is, but that's
my
fine.
brother has in Animal Crossing that are about this big. They're tiny.
Oh, yeah.
Very comedic. It's like he's trying to look like Crowley, but he's failing because it's Animal Crossing.
My avatar may or may not be wearing those right now.
I'd like got the Label challenge of do goth, and I'm like, but I already have all this goth clothing. Why do I have to wear the vampire costume? But I already have.
I just got that. I just got that challenge yesterday, and I wore something that was like totally goth, and she was like, that's not really goth, but like cool.
Anyway. Sorry. All right. So Presley, I would like you to roll for so your intention is to go with trends? So
yes.
I would say,
because I'm guessing that like the because I feel like the synths are probably supposed to look a little bit older. So I want to make this person look a little younger and a little bit more in a different crowd than they would normally be in.
Okay.
If it helps your judgment at all, Klaus's apparent age is about 30. So like,
oh, perfect.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Necessarily what they would have done, because I haven't honestly given a lot of thought as to how and like in what way Klaus has been masking the way they are, because it was just like a thing.
Yeah.
So general common knowledge is that synths generally live to be about 50, and then they just shut down, kind of like the synthetic humans in the original Blade Runner, because I have not seen the new version, because I don't feel like I have to, because I like the original. Anyway, so it's just like, they don't necessarily age super fast in those 50 years. They seem to age about as weirdly as regular humans.
Okay.
But yeah, so I would say this synthetic human looks to be about 40. So
okay. There's
definitely room to age them down if you want to do that, and they're very they're it looks like they're basically just like a very plain t-shirt and jeans under what would probably usually be a lab coat or like the EMT scrubs you saw them in before.
Okay. That's perfect. That's fine. Blank canvas. I love it.
So Presley, I will say this is going to be a role of manipulation plus streetwise. Or actually, I would say manipulation and socialize. We'll say it's that.
Okay. 5 and where is manipulation?
On the top.
On the top. Okay. Yes. Okay. 5 plus. Okay. So I'm rolling a +9 on this. Okay. Let's see.
Just don't roll a 1.
Watch
I
it.
had to say out loud.
6 plus 9. Okay,
There
nice.
you go.
So that is 3 successes. So,
Hey.
all right. So that will come up. That number of successes may come up later. So, how do you
is that a
dress
good
them
or
up?
a bad?
It's a good. It means
How do I dress it?
How do you dress them? Like what's in
Okay,
now?
so clearly I want to get them with like the latest fashion trends. So that's giant glitter platforms. Of course we have a neon, like electric green tutu. We have a acid green like biker jacket with a lot of studs going on here. And we have some really, really giant like kaleidoscope glasses happening like up in here. Of course, we have like a lot of glitter going on around here just to like reflect back. That way we're covering up the little barcode, but also it looks like it could potentially just be like extra little pieces of glitter in there. So it's absolutely perfect. And to top it all off, we have a giant fascinator made of tulle.
You are a terrible, horrible, no good, very bad person. This sounds like the 60s threw up on them.
I hate this so much.
It's perfect.
Amazing.
Are they wearing
It's
pants with
space.
this?
Of course, this is the latest fashion. It's space.
Tilo presents very much as non-binary, but also just very plain. Like they're not used to needing special clothes for special things, and you're just like, okay. And basically, synthetic humans often start out non-gendered unless they are ordered to be a particular gender, which is so nice. Yeah.
Wow.
Designed gender at creation. It was weird. This is Chiron is evil. Anyway, if that wasn't clear already, Megacorpse, not your friend. And the
Once we get Tilo out of here, can we just like take down Chiron?
Not from here.
Not right away, but if that's something y'all want to work on, I could definitely put something together.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely incensed about this right now.
Oh, I'm down. I'm down to take down Chiron.
Carlos, is there anything you would like to add to this? If not the fashion stylings, but just contouring and covering up of identifying marks.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, then also give me. I'll say this is manipulation and streetwise.
Yeah,
which is pretty good for you.
I know a place to get tattoos if that's the way we want to go with it.
it's a 9, so only 1 success.
Okay, you basically see what they're doing with the glitter, and you're just like, oh my, and you kind of take an old bottle of like, it's like a really thick foundation, like the kind of stuff, like the kind of clown face a goth newbie would put on. That's almost like 1 degree away from spackle. But you're able to like kind of blend it in and just like cover over the fact that there was a face tattoo.
Would I know anybody in the, like, I guess party scene that would do tattoos? Because
I know people who do tattoos.
Roll.
Because those people might then know tattoo removal and
well, at this point, like plug-in parlors are about on par with tattoo parlors. So yeah, you can, at this point in technology, you can put them on, take them off. Like it's super easy.
So if I know someone who will discreetly be able to get a marking tattoo off, then
it might be expensive to get them to see you right away about it, but yeah, they can be. I would say roll. That would be intelligence streetwise.
Okay.
Because you're people with most people.
12, so 2 successes.
Okay. So good news, you know someone who might be able to take you in. Bad news, or maybe mixed news. The way they do it is life magic because they are a mage.
Okay.
And they're an acanthus with life magic. So
I'm willing to put up with it for the sake of this other person who's in danger.
okay, like yeah, they can, and it might cost you a favor.
Okay. Noise?
What was that?
It sounded like a car.
Probably the air conditioner. Sorry.
Ah,
That's okay. All right, so yeah, you can text Mix Ledgermain.
what a
Because it's
name.
like, wow. Okay.
Not Legerdemain?
Huh?
Ledgermain and not Legerdemain?
It's just Ledgermain, but yeah.
Okay.
They're being pretentious and punny and
Because Legerdemain is sleight of hand.
yeah, I know. I pronounce it I've seen it pronounced 18 million different ways, so
There, yeah.
but they're all so you can set you don't need to roll say like that's what they're going for and they're being super pretentious and Canthus, for fuck's sake. But yeah, you can text them and they're like, Klaus, darling, of course I can do this for you. It will only cost you
Oh
one
my
universal favor.
I hate it. Thanks.
And I won't even ask why someone would need a facial tattoo removed so quickly after this very strange news report. I mean,
Fortunately, this person that we're getting the face tattoo removed from is offering us universal favors in payment for our services.
Yeah.
One direct there.
so
I'm
yeah,
thinking that this is probably the person I went to when I first got to Idun system, and like, so they know what's up.
yeah, and they've done this. They've probably done this service for others before. So it's like, yay! Now I can stop using this gross makeup and just not have a facial tattoo anymore. It is a little bit trickier in sense. For some reason, like a regular tattoo is pretty simple life magic to take off. Basically, you were almost genetically engineered to have that expressed as a tattoo on your face because synthetic human.
Love that.
So it
so
takes
much.
a higher level
that.
of life magic. And typically the life mages are Thyrsus, but those are also spirit mages, and there are very few of those in town for the same reason that there are so few werewolves. Like, we can't talk to the spirits. So it's easier to find like someone else, or well, because there's just so many fucking there's twice as many Acanthus as any other single group of mages. It's weird. But anyway, an Acanthus life mage, and they've done this before, but it'll cost you a universal favor. So Tilao is offering you 3 universal favors.
And we already have one left over from Zell.
Yeah, and you have 1 from Zell.
Because we used one from Zell to get Zell to help us with the fucking gate. I thought or did I just call in another favor?
I mean, she's okay with unofficial favors from y'all because she likes you.
Then we have 2 universal favors from Zell.
Oh, that's right, from the drug dealer.
Yeah, I called in an official favor from Zell to get her to help with the gate because, like, fuck.
Are they transferable?
Universal favors are.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unofficial favors are not.
Yes,
Okay.
Zell would have done that for you for an unofficial favor, just because, like, Dune is family.
Yeah.
So by proxy, the rest is like, yeah, we'll help Carve. Like, we're good with them. They're good with us. We take care of each other. Because we are neighbors and indie businesses and non-megacorps and Supernats.
We pay our tab, we break our bar fights, I mean.
Yep.
Yeah.
You stopped a rampaging vampire from killing other patrons. Like, yeah, that's just normal. Well,
We're really good at what we do.
Sometimes you're not entirely sure what it is you do, but you're good at it when it comes up.
We do what people need us to do.
Anywho, so yeah, basically the universal favors have already been transferred from Tilao to you, and so yeah, you have that +2 from Zell. Plus, I think you have a base of 5 in your company stuff document that I set up, which is
It's been a while since I've looked at that, admittedly.
No, it says.
I'm just pleased to know anyone looked at it, to be honest. So yay!
Is that the resources thing, or I thought that was actually money?
Petruchio has access.
I don't think I even got that.
Yeah. Petruchio currently has access to 3 universal favors because they're in the Conservators Union. So that's the document that includes all your shared merits.
Yeah.
Okay.
To which I will have to add weapons cache at some point. But I'm good with yes-anding my players.
Yeah.
I'm less number crunchy.
I mean, Weapons Wednesday, might as well leave some stash, And I keep finding them by other people sticking them in me, but Yeah,
I mean, vampire rules, generally, if you bleed on it, it's yours now. Because Kurok, yay! And it just kind of drifted across the rest of vampire society, even for those that are not acolytes.
Mm.
Requiem Kurok rules, you bleed on it, it's yours.
I love it.
Yep, that's what my Deva believed and implemented. It's like, I bled on it, it's mine now. You don't know how to use a sword, but it's mine now. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all take them out, and now they are a sparkly NB princess in neon green, which they are.
Yeah.
Dune can no longer look at them, not in the face, not really directly.
So
when I get the chance, I'm gonna be like,
I had a very specific thing I was doing here, and it works. Okay.
You wear the
Trust
skinny
my vision.
jeans,
Sure.
the jacket, or the weird shoes. Keep some makeup on. Should be fine.
Yeah, and you see La Germaine, and they're like, oh, of course, darling. And they've already you can see that they've got some ritual salves and ointments and things, but then when they do the thing, it just automatically comes to them just doing like wax on, wax off. But it looks like there was a lot of setup beforehand. But yeah, that you are now clear. They are now cleared of a face tattoo, and are just glittery, and are like, okay. So the good news is you found like a whole bunch of stuff that fits and matches and weirdly enough, their skin tone can deal with neon green.
Yes.
That's a feat.
But they're just like they are so uncomfortable that they aren't really pulling off the look. Like a lot of people are sort of avoiding looking at them just because they're so like neon is hard to stare at for long periods of time. But they just look so uncomfortable. Like you would not be like this is probably going to help for keeping people from looking at them too hard. But like you definitely can't bring this person to a club in all of their club gear because they would not get past the rope with that kind of lack of attitude or like negative integers of attitude because they're just like, what the fuck am I wearing?
So
but
we back to the
sort of
office now?
mutely follow you or just like, yes, ma'am, yes, I will do what you tell me to because I don't want to, go back to that. Anything is better than what I risk by not wearing this.
So, have we walk and hack? We gotten them documents yet?
Petruchio. This is your department.
Yes.
So while everyone is putting together the outward appearance, what do you think you want to set up for travel papers?
All right, so travel papers. Let's see. What's
Travel
our
papers and
options?
new ID. Because this is basically, you could, if you want, set up the new or the alternate identity merit for them. But you have the capabilities to put that up to a 2. To put it up to a 3, you would need someone with a higher computer score than you. But you get at least 2, which is still helpful.
Okay. We will go with putting the new identity papers up to a 2 then. So.
Okay. So that is what's called, I believe we call them extended actions. So, okay, we are at 1:30. So we can do this and then take our bio break.
Okay.
So, Patricio, what I need you to do is let's say you have to acquire 10 successes in how mean do I want? You're walking and talking. So you have 3 rolls in which to make 10 successes. And if you roll a 1, you have to start over again.
All right. So let's see. So
I forget if that's exactly how MET works, but that's what we're going for right now.
Seems like a fair enough system in the moment.
In the moment. Because you're
so 10
sorting
successes, 3 rolls?
Yeah, 10s, you still get 10 again. That still works. So 10 successes and 3 rolls. So start with your first roll.
All right, so first roll. Oops. Let me clear some of these. I'm doing this the wrong way. All right, so first. Computer issues. All right, so the first roll is 2.
Well, at least it's not a 1. So
yeah,
that's plus int and computers.
Plus int and computers. All right. So for int, I've got. Where you at? Computers, I got a 4.
And intelligence is a 4.
Yes.
So that's 10. So you've got 1 success so far.
Okay.
You can also use merit dots to add to this roll if you want. And but I will ask you to. This time I'll let you do it after the roll, but for the next ones I want you to add them before. So
gotcha.
If you like, for instance, you have resources of your own, so you could buy things maybe on the off-color market. You also have contacts, freelance computer experts that you could say, hey, you know that thing? Could I get a thing back? Yeah, I just need a thing. Okay.
Okay.
You also have interdisciplinary. Oh wait, so let me say. So you would get this does count as hacking, in my opinion. Although it's kind of like building hacking, but it's papers meant to hack other things, and you may have to add some files into some systems. So it would be computers plus intelligence plus 1 from hacking.
Okay.
So that, in fact, so that would be 11. So you have 2 successes.
Okay.
So
I get that. So the next one I rolled was a 9.
Okay. Do you want to add any merit points?
You know what? Just as a special favor to this person, let's add maybe, let's see, merit points. What I got? Let's go with let's yeah, what the hell? Let's throw in a merit point.
Okay. You get interdisciplinary skills spec every time you do hacking.
Okay.
The rest of the ones on your sheet are not a renewable resource every roll, so keep track of them. So which merit point do you want to use?
Let's use a resource. We got a lot of resources.
Yeah, because you have Vontrue. Hashtag Vontrue life. All right, so that's 2. So that's 8 plus 9 is 17. Yes. plus 1 is 18, plus 1 is 19. So if you add one more merit dot, you get it 20, and then that's full 5 successes.
Okay.
So which, oh, you just, yes, you had it, okay. Okay, so now you're up to 7. So you need 3 more, and you have 1 more roll to go.
One more roll?
Yeah.
All right. And I rolled a 5.
Okay, so that's 5 plus 8 is 13. I can math today. That's amazing. 13.
A rare day indeed.
Yes. And then 1 plus interdisciplinary skill spec makes it 14. So that is 3 more successes. So yeah, you just made it.
Hey, there we go.
Walk,
all right.
as you're doing this, you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said I could do this while walking. I could have just kept in contact with them by a cell phone and done this in my own home or my own office space in the place that is mine, for I am a Vantru and mine.
I mean, I said I know a guy, I'm not going to not know a guy,
You buy some, you buy some stuff from some people, and you maybe, break your way into some governmental systems. So what is their new name?
All right, so your new name, let's see. Well, first of all, let me ask you, what do you want your new pronouns to be, if you want new pronouns at all?
I'm okay. I'm fine with being non-binary unless you think changing it would help me hide better, which feels weird to say, but I'm good with non-binary.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. It's just wanna make sure that we're not doing you dirty. So let's see. How about Sam?
Sam. Okay. Is it just Sam, or Sam short for something longer?
I mean that's no, it's just Sam. Yeah, nice,
right.
nice gender neutral.
What is their last name?
Last name, Sam Carrera.
They're like, okay.
Yeah.
It seems that they like their name a bit better than they like their new costume. So they're definitely wearing it like it's a costume. And it's painful to look at, but they're, So yeah,
I mean, that's temporary. The name is permanent. Like, after 4 years, if you want to come back to us and talk to us, we can see what we can do for you. But
Okay, so now that they've got that set up, you have to book them passage out of here, unless you're planning to have them hide here until you can find them safer. So there is a time crunch. There's a pending time deadline. So, but it's a matter of well, actually, give me a roll. Like, who wants to take point in finding them?
I will.
Passage. Okay.
I haven't done anything else so far. So
Okay. So
I'll find them passage. Safe passage. Let's see, what have I got?
Okay, and you've got allies Wolfbloods.
I
So
do.
you can add that to your roll. But for booking this will be I would allow a roll of intelligence and streetwise.
Okay.
Unless you want to set up, Demon Hunter style, set up a pool for yourself by justifying how you would use certain skills. Because you're less on the socials.
Yes. I can't use wits instead of intelligence to try and streetwise my way through this?
Okay, but so intelligence is more thinking of what allies you have and implementing them. Wits is more showing up at a place and reading the room, over and over again until you find someone you think you can trust.
Well, clearly
Like
I'm going to a bar then.
The difference of like, clever versus careful.
Okay. In that case, I will abandon the shopping trip halfway through because I can't stand the sight of neon anymore, and I'm going to go to Steel Town. I'm going to go to a bar in Steel Town.
You're going to, what was it? Was it Hell? Yeah, Hell is the good. Hell is the welcoming hive of scum and villainy, or the less.
Before I get into this, though, I believe we do need to take a break.
Okay, so think about that, and so everyone, this is where we take a 10-minute bio break, and because I still haven't figured out how OBS works, I will just sit here talking to you. Although, if someone could hold up the fort for a few minutes while I take a bio break, I need one for like the first time ever. And
I
then
can.
I'll be right back. Okay. Then
I have some interesting things that I was thinking of at the beginning of the session, so I shall share.
Okay, I will look that up on the VOD.
It's fine. It doesn't pertain to the story or anything. It's just, terminology and mythology and that sort of bullshit.
Ooh, okay, I'll put this on speaker so I can still hear you from the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay. Be right back.
Okay. So, first of all, funny story was I was late because my family was at a restaurant and they got really busy just as we were trying to leave, so they just didn't bring us boxes or our check. And we ended up just abandoning my dad on the patio and sending my mom back to get him because I really needed to be home. So yeah, there's that. But the thing that I was like, hold on, I need a refresher on what the word fetch means in this context, was that I was just thinking about the word fetch in context of the Fae literally the other day. And this is because I've been rewatching a show called Troll Hunters on Netflix, and it's kind of interesting and takes a lot of the same ideas that we seem to be playing with here. So I've been, the town is called Arcadia, so the whole thing is taking inspiration from the folklore, mythology, and stuff. But their definition of a fetch is a small portal to the, they call it the Darklands. I suppose it's kind of the Underdark. I don't really know how to explain it, but, magical realm. I see that Arcane has watched Troll Hunters in the chat. I just watched Wizards the other day, which is why I was like, gotta rewatch Troll Hunters now, because I had a little bit of an idea of what was going on. But, I remember when it was season 2 and one character was dead and the main character was being edgy and that was it. That was all there was. So...
edgy main character syndrome.
Yeah. See, he's not an edgy main character, and so it was weird when he had this sudden time to be edgy, and you're like, oh shit, Jim, no.
I'm brooding.
Yeah.
I'm dark because I'm edgy.
I have to do this alone.
I'm brooding.
But yeah, no, I was thinking about I was like, fetch, what is that? And I realize now that I was probably having not just Norse mythology stuff going on there, but also this game, and I had totally lost that was an aspect in this. But
there's a lot of stuff going on in a mixed creatures World of Darkness game.
Yeah, there's a lot going on, and I get a lot of the references, but some of them are so obscure that I either don't get them or don't get them immediately.
Well, fetches are something that changelings may not share with the others, so that fits.
Yeah, but I have this lovely book. It's the Saga of Hrolfkraki, and at the beginning of all of this quarantine shit, I got this book originally for a Norse mythology class that I was taking, and I decided I should read the introduction and the notes in the back, and boy, did I learn some things.
Ooh.
It's actually very interesting, but apparently fetches are derived from the Norse tradition, and
They don't sound like
this
a Celtic
says
term.
they were usually conceived of as guardian spirits attached to individuals or families. They often appear in dreams or at the moment of death. Here they are more akin to the sendings of later Icelandic folklore, malevolent spirits under the direct control of a master magician or sorcerer. They may be seen as shadows of the sorcerer himself. And, you know, it's not necessarily how the term is being interpreted in our game here or in anything else that I've ever consumed media of, but
White Wolf system or White Wolf setting materials are pretty famous for stealing from everywhere.
yeah.
So I did wonder about the term fetch when it came up, because Changeling the Dreaming is very much inundated with Celtic Fey lore. But fetch didn't sound like a Celtic term to me. It does sound like it would fit more in with Norse. But
Yeah. I'm trying to find where the reference came from within the story, because I honestly have no idea.
like, I mean, if you look back at NWoD and like the Bruja vampires have absolutely nothing to do with witchcraft. They're basically just the thugs. And it's like, okay, what? So yeah, White Wolf is famous for using real words in their games. Hence the card in oh, what's the game that they're playing in Munchkin? The card game Munchkin. There's a world of it's a card game that spoofs on usually on Dungeons and Dragons games as like a card game, like not even a CCG, although there are expansions you can collect, and they play it in gamers too before they start their main campaign. So they're like kicking down the door, and that's the game they're playing. So there was a World of Darkness expansion of that game where one of the biggest monsters in the game is the thesaurus, because it's a spoof on White Wolf. And yes, oh, the words. So many big words. Big, archaic, weird words. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, I found the context of how that was used in the story.
If you could send me the title and edition of that, because I might look it up on my Kindle for my Kindle.
Okay.
Because I like books.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. It's a saga I hadn't even heard of it before it was assigned for this class, but it's fun, it's interesting, and it's about it's not like a coming of age story like a lot of the folklore sagas tend to be. It's literally more about people's relationships and interactions with each other than about dragon slaying.
Oh.
That
would also be cool from a nerd World of Darkness RPG perspective, because that's what I like.
Yeah. No, I have taken so much inspiration from this. The female characters are actually fleshed out.
Ooh.
The women are like actual people.
This story survived Christianization. Oh my god.
Uh-huh.
Sweet.
Yeah. So I appreciate it. It's a little less known than the Volsung saga or the more Germanic version, the middle-aged Germanic version about Siegfried, which I also really wasn't aware of for a while, weirdly. Heard the Volsung saga first, and then, like, a couple months ago had someone say Siegfried, and I'm like, who? They're like, the Dragon Slayer, and I'm like, Sigurd? And they're like, no, different person.
I really need to brush up on more of my Norse mythology and actually read sagas and not just weird compendiums of rewritten Norse mythology stories.
Yeah, so this is my other favorite. There's the camera. The Volsung saga. It has Fafnir, the dragon, who got turned into a dragon because he was greedy and he stole a cursed ring from a gift that Odin gave his father.
Andrade, I think Arcane Sage knows that story because I think he brought it into my Changeling game.
Good.
Yeah. But I do not stream my
I will be
Changeling
right
game.
back. I am going to go grab some tea. It's tea time.
Yay! Tea time. So hi, chat. It's just y'all and me now. And hi, Arcane the Sage. Nice to see you in the chat. Because we talked earlier. So, yay. Private chat. Poetic Edda. Yes. Oh, Merc says the game zombie or dead gentleman got permission from the Munchkin people to use their game in a scene in Gamers 2. And they, from what I know of Zoe, they definitely try to ask for permission first because, I rarely find a situation where it's like it's easier to ask. It might be easier to ask forgiveness than for permission, but not for future needs. I would rather err on the side of caution. But yeah, so funny story. I had a huge writer's block about tonight's games and all the spin-offs they keep making. Oh, that was at 9:02, so that's not my push. So yeah, so the last few games, I've been trying to use my Weave deck. Unfortunately, to kind of spark something, unfortunately, Weave cards are super vague. And to my knowledge, they have not yet released. They're really pretty, but they're very vague. Like, basically, they're oracle cards. And they're meant to work with a certain app where the app will photograph the card and then tell you, okay, you brought up this card for a story element, so here's a story element. You brought up this card for an NPC, so here's an NPC. But nowhere do they just release like a list of all the things they mean, like in a regular tarot card set. So they're kind of hard, and the app keeps crashing my tablet, and it's annoying. So yeah, that wasn't working. So instead, for any one of you who is a Zoe fan or has seen me in another stream, what I ended up going to was my Demon Hunters book. Camera. Yoo-hoo, the shiny, shiny book. So shiny. For the 5 minutes to mayhem rules, with which you can roll up an adventure. They say 5 minutes. It takes me like 10 minutes because I'm slow. And there are all these handy dandy charts and randomized charts. And while this is a fate system, it's like, words is words. And I came up with something in 5 to 10 minutes. I also, if we ever want to or need to take a break from this campaign, might just do that, what seems to be either a superpower or at least a party trick, where I roll up a new adventure for the Demon Hunters in 5 minutes and have it be an actual playable thing. The more I see of other people running, I don't know, the people, Dune or Merc and Drac I met through our GM roundtable for Demon Hunters. But thus far, it seems like I'm the only one who really takes the 5 minutes to mayhem ball and just like runs and runs. And I'm like, I am doing this and it's going to be ridiculous. Yay. 'Cause fate. Yay. But yeah, there'll probably be some Demon Hunters eventually. Whether we make that its own mini campaign or what. Because I've only got so many games in me over the course of a week. But yeah, hi chat. If chat has any questions,
I want to be a demon hunter.
I think I could repost the link to the short film they made of it, like the recruitment video that they made to promote the first run of the game. But yeah, it's basically the way I explained it to a lot of people is that it's like the World of Darkness, only it's funny on purpose. So yeah,
I may be running some Demon Hunters here in the near future. I am 1 or 2 sessions away from the end of my 2-year-long D&D campaign.
Oh.
So once I finish that up, I might start doing some Demon Hunters again.
Oh, sure, we can do that here.
Yeah.
I could play Kathy again
Yeah.
with a GM that'll actually read my background. So,
Run stuff for you guys,
I'll
run
have
stuff
to,
for
like,
my
actually-
school group, and have no need to be the one person running a game every week.
Well, that was my intention
Yeah.
with the GM roundtable, was let's all run stuff and not get burnt out. And then I ran more than 50% of our games, and
Yeah.
whoops. But
And I got burnt out on D&D. Whoops.
yeah, that can happen.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so yeah, are we all ready to get? Chad is not very talkative today, but hi, Arcane the Sage. It's good to see you. Hope you're enjoying our merriment and weirdness. Yeah. I still haven't seen Troll Hunters. I need to do that.
It's absolutely worth the time.
Is it animated? I forget.
It is animated. And
I am brooding.
yeah,
kind of.
and anything that you know about the folklore or mythology that they're referencing isn't going to matter, which is kind of nice, because then if you don't get stuff, they tell you what it means in their world too.
That's always good.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
The Wizards series that just came out like last week centered a lot around Arthurian legend, but like nothing I knew about Arthurian legend, which is quite a lot, mattered or
Arthurian
applied.
legend is what are they? I'm forgetting the Red and Blue. I'm forgetting the name of their YouTube channel. They basically just talk about nerd stuff, and now I'm just gonna kick myself until I remember. Fine, I'll just look it up on YouTube. And what is the name of their channel? They did a great segment on Arthurian myth. Oh, here it is. Overly Sarcastic Productions. And it's basically, I agree when they say, like, so Arthurian myth is basically an ongoing, like, rolling admissions fan fiction cycle that just has built upon itself for almost 2,000 years. And I like that about it, but I have not yet found like my version of Arthurian legend that I like.
All I know is that BBC Merlin is the only one who isn't a scumbag.
Oh really? Oh.
Oh yeah, Merlin is awful.
Yeah, I've definitely seen awful versions of Merlin. I read Once and Future King in high school, and he was not awful, but he was kind of like, when Arthur really needed him, he kind of like, hot, not Nadine.
Nissa, no.
Nimue.
Nimue, yes.
Or
That's
Nimue.
it.
Oh, hi, you're pretty. And just sort of even though that version, he was remembering his life backwards. He was living his life backwards. So he knew this was going to happen and then didn't do anything about it. Oh, Merlin. Yeah. So Merlin was more flawed than awful, but it was like,
I don't know. I just can't get over him trying to get rid of Mordred before Mordred became a problem by telling King Arthur to round up all the children born on that day and put them on a ship and let it crash. And of course, the only survivor was Mordred.
That was in Once and Future King?
No, it was just Merlin as some version.
I feel like I should know more about Arthurian legend than I actually do. I was once in Camelot. It was not a very good production. There was quite a scandal that I somehow managed to find myself in. But yeah, no.
But yeah, so speaking of
I
heard that campaign. But yeah. Anyway, I don't think my Changeling the Dreaming campaign will be on this channel, but I might do an offshoot based on it, since it's based on Codename Kids Next Door. And even though C20 has... I understand why C20 had to phase children out of the setting, because some of the adults playing it were being douchebags. And creepy and just ruining it for everyone else. But the nice thing about running a home game is you can keep whatever you want. And yeah. So it's a kids next door game with, one of the rules being no kissing in the treehouse. And it's fun. But that's my Friday night game. And so we might try an offshoot of that at some point. But that's just fun.
Roger that, number one.
My local players won't use code names, which made me sad. But it's like, okay, can't you use not numbers because that's too banal? But guys, code names. They just forgot.
Your Eagle 1, you've been there, done that. It happened in a dream. Eagle 2.
Oh, thank God. I've barely seen that show, but I did see that scene.
Yeah, I've only seen gifs of that scene, so it's just
Okay.
Immediately reminded me of it.
All right, so we'll start the timer again, and I can go past 10. We'll maybe go we started a bit late, so we'll start a little bit after 10. Does anyone have to leave at 10 p.m. or they explode? Or, it doesn't have to be explode, but turn into a pumpkin.
Probably 10:30.
Okay, yeah.
If that's okay.
I'm good.
Okay.
I have coffee in the fridge if we go past 1:30 in the morning, but we aren't gonna get there. So
We're not. No, I need to be in bed by 1:30 in the morning. So, because tomorrow's the D&D game I play in, where it was billed to us as a horror D&D game, and I'm like, I haven't played it in years, but that works for me. And now we're basically stuck in the Shadowfell, possibly forever. But we're still playing. So it's been very our GM is Arcane the Sage is with me in that game, and it runs the gamut of body horror to psychological horror, and it's to existential crisis. It's really interesting. But I need to be
fun,
awake
but you
for
definitely need sleep before that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because you aren't getting any after.
I get nightmares from weird places. I haven't really gotten them from games before, but give me time. Anyway.
I'm just joking. I don't know what it's actually like, but
Speaking of nightmares,
So
the acid green monster you built.
yeah. So Dune cut and run the middle of the shopping trip because he was being used as a parcel carrier, and he was A, tired of it, and B, very tired of the acid green. So he cut and run, and he went to Steel Town, to hell, to the Sunshine bar. The one with the scheduled fights.
It's still a bit early for the next 1100 bar fight, or the 2300 bar fight. It's 11 a.m. and 11 p.m. and it's very, it's I would say by now it's 5 or 6 in the evening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but there are people around because there's always people around. It's a hive of scum and villainy. It's the cantina with the dent in the wall that you made, and yeah.
So now I'm going with Streetwise to see if I can find a slightly less somebody who looks trustworthy.
You seem trustworthy.
And I know a pirate and I see one, or a smuggler. So.
Oh yeah.
So that's a 10, which explodes, and that's an 8. So that's 18 plus 7 is 25.
Okay, so that's 7 or 8 successes.
6, I think, because it's 25 is 20 is 5, 23 is 6. So 7 successes would be 26, but I only got 25. So I got 6 successes.
Okay. I'm writing that on my chart because it keeps happening.
All with your math proficiencies.
Oh, wait, actually, I'll make it 26. I'll add in Allies Wolfbloods.
Well, that's good because that's where I was taking it anyway. Yeah, so you happen to be in the pirate shop.
Pirate shop.
Shopping for pirates.
I love it.
And You happen upon a known wolf-blooded local, guy who, yeah. Well, so there's so many. Let's allow for a strong male character. What would this pirate's name? This wolf-blooded pirate's name be?
Jim.
We've already
Jimbo.
used Jim.
You got a Jim. You got a Timothy.
Okay.
Better. I
Beth
suggest
Ann.
Magellan because you seem trustworthy.
Magellan.
Magellan is probably better than Beth Ann.
Magellan.
Last name. Scudder Magellan.
What is this? Dune, what was that?
Make Magellan his last name, so his name becomes. There you go.
Scudder Magellan. Okay.
That's better.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
good.
good at naming
I like
things.
that. Call it Jim.
Ambrose, it's Magellan.
Magellan. Sorry.
He seems trustworthy.
So yeah, so you just you get there, and wouldn't you know, Scudder Magellan, he's a pirate, from he hails from these parts, and he is sometimes a member of the merchant marine of the local, navy of pirates. But yeah, you know him, and you've played cards with him, and he's, he helps out with the local scene once in a while. You think he might be related to one of the other members of the Batpack, but not related to your blessed auntie, the Welsh Batman. Best yes and I've ever done in a game. It's my favorite. Yeah, so he's a pretty strong wolf blood, or his wolf blood is very strong, although he himself is not super spiritual either. But he takes a lot of outside jobs out of the system, and your company has maybe utilized his services now and again, and he's just like, "Hey, cousin, how are you doing?
Cousin, it's good to see you.
Cuz,
It's been too long.
let's have a beer. Yeah, a beer for me and my cuz. Yeah."
Not more of that coarse will you prefer. I'll have a good strong lager.
I mean, I can still get into the car, but no, he's Irish. Okay, I'll be Irish. Now, at least we can still get into the car. But why would we want to go?
It's not a good place to go. Not for you, not for me, and not for anyone, in my opinion.
No,
Not
for
fair
sure.
to keep the gauntlet in check.
Lucrative to go, but nah, why would we want to stay? Just take the money and run.
That's the way to do it. I'll drink to that.
Yeah. Aye, cheers. So, cuz what brings you to hell?
Business, cousin. What else would I come to this place for? I've already got the home bar.
Anything I can help with?
As a matter of fact, I happen to have a client who needs to be out of the system on the quiet, as it were.
Ah. Well, I've got enough. I don't know. It's not mine.
Okay.
Oh, it
Sounds
might
like
be
the clock in the
ours.
background of someone's room.
Oh, that might be.
That's Peter.
Yeah.
There's
All
a
right.
grandfather clock. Sorry.
Hey, as long as we know what it is, and it's
Yeah.
not like
It was
you
like,
need to go hide or something.
it's the air raid in Queens. Tornado sirens in Queens. Anyway,
Oh my god.
so I mean, I've got nothing planned for this afternoon. I mean, I'm kind of between jobs. I was here looking for work, so I mean, I'm up for it.
A happy happenstance in that case. I gestured to the bartender to say I'll cover his tab. We might discuss a few details, as it were.
All right. You want me to come to yours, or
So, just ironing out the job. Ironing out the job. That's so hard to say.
accents are hard? They're hard.
So-
All right. Do you want me to come to your office to talk about it there, or are we safe to talk about it here?
Safe enough to talk about it here.
All right.
You saw the announcement, didn't you?
I just got in, so no.
In that case, you may wish to look up the news. Once you do, it'll probably become pretty obvious.
Right? Known fugitive?
No, worse than that. You remember getting out of Wolf Country?
It's hard to forget Wolf Country.
Aye, but we're trying to get somebody out of Wolf Country. Only Wolf Country is the planet this time.
Understood.
Aye.
All right. So, what time do you need me to be ready to go? I'm in the main shipyard.
Let
me text you my berth number.
I think we'll be ready to go after the evening bar fight here.
So about midnight?
Aye.
All right, I can be...
We're a bit of a time crunch, and it's better to be, when we're ready than too late, as it were.
Understood. I'll get the old girl ready to go by midnight. Easy. Oh, and then I can catch the 11 o'clock bar fight.
I'll join you if you don't mind. I haven't had one in a while.
Fantastic. Yay!
So we'll
beer and a fight with because yes. This is why I come back here.
Been too long.
Been too long.
Glad to see you, cuz.
Let's break some faces.
I just for more beer, and we'll just spend the next, 4, 5, 6 hours.
4 or 5 hours drinking.
Drinking, not heavily. With little finger foods or whatever, not getting too drunk, but, getting loosened up and ready. I'll text my buddies, I got a ship for midnight, meet at this berth. And, yeah, that's me.
Okay. So we'll just say that, what do the remainder of the company do with their, neon green companion for the next 6 hours?
I teach them how to strut their stuff.
Okay, that will require a roll. What would I require for teaching this? I would allow manipulation and socialize. Let's go with that for you're teaching. You're basically teaching them how to socialize, and that would be manipulation.
Okay.
Well, we'll go with that.
6 and 9. Nice. So that is a
3 successes.
15.
Okay.
3 successes for you.
Hey.
And they didn't roll a 1 on their student roll, so yeah. Okay, so are you in the office or are you still at that clothing store or?
Okay, we're probably at the office.
I would think we went back to the office.
Yeah, it's after hours.
Plus, we have Dune's weapon stash in case Chiron comes poking around here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
So
it does take a few hours, but they are very good at like paying attention, like watching the lesson and analyzing and doing that. Like they're rather scientific and methodical about it. But they do pick it up and they do stop looking so pitiful in the fantastic, ensemble you have put together so that they're finally looking like, yeah, like it might take some convincing, but you could probably get them into a nightclub at this point. Not that that's the plan, but you could.
No. We just want to make sure that you're not giving off this whole, like, sad synth kind of a thing, like, trying to, like, be under the radar. What we really want you to be is, like, young, hip, and fun, just, like, ready to party, getting in with the best fashions, just, like, really confident. You really just need to, like, shoulders back. Okay, I am here.
All I can think of at this point is that scene from Silver Streak.
I haven't seen that.
Oh, I'll see if I can find it for you later.
I haven't watched it in a while. Okay. So, and Sam, Just like, okay. I mean, where am I going? Like, will I need to do this?
Under the
thing?
radar.
Okay, yeah, but where?
Where? That is a good question. Where are we sending them? Like, what planet? Are we sending them out to the Verge, or sending them back to the core? Because they can make it back to the core. They're not supernatural.
No, but they're an
No.
escape synthetic.
Fair. So Verge
Mega-
probably,
yeah.
or another Expanse world, but probably Verge. So like,
Yeah, they, we know enough people.
Yeah, Verge.
The Verge, yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
but where in the Verge? Because there's some systems you know of, or some you might be able to invent on the spot. Because I think it's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I vote we send them to the Thridon system. It's got six habitable planets, 5 uninhabitable planets, 2 moons that have stations on them. The third planet out, I think, is pretty good. It's a tropical planet, which makes it really hot and sweaty and sticky and shit. But the rest of them are more like cold planets because. Okay, the outer 3 are really fucking cold, and the inner 3 are basically, boiling lava hot. So the third one in is that sweet spot of, being actually livable as opposed to having to use habidomes or living underground, which is what the people on the innermost planet do, and that's just super depressing. So
Yeah.
third planet, jungly. Unfortunately, it might be a little bit of a death planet because like everything out there is out to kill you. But if you get your machete ready, you'll live through this.
It's like Australia.
Yeah, essentially. A more jungly Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking at that place, Sam is really, you're sending me to a death planet full of giant monsters? Well, I mean, they'll
Okay.
need
Death
a medic.
planet full of monsters with people who need a medic.
Yeah, okay.
You set yourself up in one of the cities. You shouldn't have to worry too much about the things out there that want to kill you.
And I mean, the other planets are really fucking cold, so.
If that's the case, can I also get some normal clothes that aren't
Trendy.
neon
I'm
or trendy?
thinking that we probably got some normal clothes while we were out there because I was like, yeah,
the
you may
other-
want to be dressing like this right now to get people to stop
on the
looking,
other
but
On the other hand,
Yeah,
neon that powerful acid green might not be the worst thing to wear in a jungle.
Neon green?
hide from the space kangaroos. Don't worry about it.
Actually, you've noticed when the lights are off or you're out in the dark, this fabric seems to glow of its own accord.
Yeah.
Which that in itself doesn't seem to bother Sam that much because they're used to wearing, neon
It's a high-vis
EMT
safety
scrubs
vest.
that kind of do the same thing.
High-vis safety vest, yeah.
But yeah, they're like, can I just get some more t-shirts and jeans just to wear when I'm off the streets? Yeah, like I appreciate what you've done, but like, oh, okay. Like I think I could find work there, but like this is nuts. I don't think they're gonna have many runways or fancy clubs on the Verge. I mean, some systems that have developed that far, and there's some stuff like,
yeah,
I've heard of casinos on asteroids and fancy places that the elite built for themselves out there already. But like,
Thridon V's main export is medicine.
their main export is medicine?
Medications made from the jungly stuff.
Oh wow! I could
like that.
You see Sam kind of like do this thing that you sometimes see class do, where they kind of tilt their head to the side and kind of stare off into space for a second, like something's loading up, and they're like, "Oh, I've heard of Thridon in that context." So, or Thridon. Oh, it's Welsh. Of course it is.
Be like, if you're anything like me, then making medications will be a breeze for your skill set.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I mean, yeah, I can deal with that. I think, more easily than I can wear this outfit. So, okay. I mean, and I've worked as an EMT.
Okay, we
Like-
just need to get you out, dear.
Yeah. I mean, this is great.
And you can wear whatever you want.
I mean, not to knock it. Like, this is a great outfit, just not what I would usually wear, and not what I would wear on a death planet. Although I have heard
Do we
stories.
have to send them to the Death Planet?
I mean, it's not so much a death planet. I mean, it's like I mean, it's a very rough terrain, kind of wild planet, which I'm okay with. Like I said, I don't stuff and money and all that. Like, I've never really figured out as a free person. So living more hand to
But
mouth
you're like
might work out.
comfy with Death Planet.
I mean, we say that. I mean, it's a very dangerous planet, but I mean, it's on the verge. Most of them are still very dangerous unless they've been settled by the elites.
And you don't want to go down to the elites.
Yeah, I don't really want to deal with them. Like, they're already, sending
No.
people like me back to their makers, even though they're free people. And it's
Yeah, no. We're not going to do that to you, honey. Okay.
No, I know.
No.
So okay. So yeah, and do you all go with them to the shipyards for the second time in the last 24 hours to meet with their ship?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Everyone, all of you of Klaus, Petruchio, and Presley, please roll me wits and let's say wits stealth or wits streetwise, whichever is higher.
Alright, so
Those are two of my best stats.
Okay. Okay, one second. I got it in my dice roller.
3 successes.
Ooh! 10! I got a 10! So I
Explode
roll
it.
again?
Yes.
10 and a 7. So 17 plus 6 is
23.
23. 23! Yes!
Successes.
Awesome.
I got a 13.
Okay, so tell me your success totals again. So Petruchio, you got
23.
how many? Okay, Klaus
I
got 3.
I rolled a what's it? I have 5 points and I rolled a 8.
13 for 2 successes.
So 2, and then Presley got 6. So I'll say, Presley, oddly enough, you noticed it first. Because you're not the one who really thinks about danger, but you notice there's like this person who's sort of following you. You all three of you notice, but Presley does notice it first, that there is someone that seems to be following you. Not directly from your office, but they seem to catch up. They seem to find you on the subway, and they seem to be on your subway car on the way to Steeltown Docks. And then they are clearly following you into the docks. They are also Carmen San Diegoing it, but in like a tan in like a gray trench coat.
Shit.
I'm now just imagining from Night Vale the man in the tan jacket.
I still haven't listened to that. I still need to listen to it.
Oh.
I'll get there.
God, I haven't caught up with that in a minute.
Anyway,
He's
so
a
you're
fly
being,
salesman.
all three of you realize you are being followed. You notice this, Presley, you notice this guy on the subway station, or basically on the subway car, like, another person is Carmen San Diegoing it. Klaus, Klaus and Petruchio, you notice when this person is following you out of the subway and continuing to the docks from a distance behind you, but you still notice them.
Okay. So what do we want to do about our tail? We appear to have picked one
Best
up.
to lose a tail if we can.
I mean, you do have somebody in your party who can, ensnare people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that me?
I'm not even sure.
A certain vampire.
Oh,
okay.
We have a
Mind
dominate
control.
dominate! You can dominate!
Okay.
All right. All right. So you wants me to go talk to this guy?
Yeah, but like, do the thing that you do where they're like, "We'll do your will, master." Can you do that?
All right. I can be very persuasive. So let's see.
Full disclosure,
Make them leave us alone.
So Petruchio, the basis of your character is basically the Medici in space. So you're the space Medici. So the fact that you're now an Italian
vampire.
Oh well, this isn't vampire. This is on Netflix. Also, actual history.
Oh,
The
okay.
Medici?
That Medici. Okay.
The Medici family, yeah.
There might also be Requiem Medici, but I don't fucking care.
I thought it was a
real ones.
vampire thing. Granted, I also don't know vampire things.
So yeah, you're a space Medici. So Italian American accent is hilarious to me that you did that without me having to say that, or forgetting to say that. So yeah, so the tail is still behind you. We'll say about 50 feet.
Okay.
These the Steel Town streets are very like grid-like, like Uptown, but broke down. I don't know. Are there really any broke down places left in New York City, in Manhattan?
Good question.
There might be again in a few months.
Oof.
Just all the storefronts.
Sorry, that was dark.
Anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, that was dark.
So Dune, you're probably it's getting to be about like 11:30, and you and Magellan are already over by his ship, like getting it ready and getting it gassed up, and putting in some extra provisions and hailing the Navy and saying, "I'm doing a thing. Look over there."
I've got a black eye and like my coat sleeves all ripped up and shredded, and he's got a broken nose and is missing a tooth. We had a good time.
But since you're both strong wolf bloods, we'll say that you don't have any damage on you at this point.
It's all
for no
cosmetic.
reason.
It's all cosmetic damage, but
All cosmetic damage. You should have seen the other guy. But yeah, so you're having a good night. Tail 50 feet behind y'all. Petruchio, what do you do?
All right. I'm gonna go over that way and talk to this guy while using mesmerize.
Okay. Let me look at your sheet again to remind myself how that works, because that's why I wrote it on your sheet. Mesmerize, dominate 1. Okay, so that's your so I already calculated your pool for that, because that just makes it easier. Your pool is 7, because that's your intelligence plus expression plus dominate plus blood potency, which is a 7.
Gotcha.
And it costs 0 vitae. We'll say you're at full because you've had hours, and it's not hard to find blood in this town for some reason.
it's harder to find undrugged blood.
Hashtag Von True Life. So roll plus 7. Hey.
Okay. So I rolled a 5.
Okay, so that is
2 successes.
2
2 successes.
And does this guy get a save? This guy does not get a save. So, mesmerize. Oh, versus resolve plus. Okay, so that's a 3. What did you say you rolled again?
5.
You rolled a 5. So 5 plus 7 is 12. Okay, so you win.
Okay.
This dude is kind of like, so you've just like basically searched and there's like, look, I'm a vampire. Or, hello, Jedi mind trick. Look at me. So mesmerize is the point at which you kind of get someone's attention, and then after that you kind of enter into their mind. So,
Okay.
but yeah, mesmerize, you have done fine. And this guy is just like, and you could implant directions if you wanted to. There just can't be very complicated directions.
You know what? I'll tell this guy to walk the other way.
Okay. And he just kind of almost like robotically kind of like just turns and starts walking in the other direction.
Perfect.
Roll. I'll just make it all one roll. Roll. Okay, wits investigation.
Okay. I rolled a 9. So wits.
And that's
investigation. So plus 4, so that's 13.
so things you notice in this moment. First, the guy you mesmerized, like humans when you do this to them kind of like space out, but their autonomic functions don't stop. This guy was not blinking or breathing.
Oh.
That said, usually when you surprise meet a vampire, it's sometimes, depending on the situation, it can be like both your inner beasts like jump at each other and then, but like you live in a fucking city full of vampires, you know how to control that. So it's more like almost like a radar ping. They did not ping as a vampire, which is really strange. What you also notice is that there's also another tail following this guy further off into the shadows that is also Carmen Sandiegoing it.
What?
And it looks like you notice them as they're kind of walking away also from this, and you're like, so they're not coming up to attack you. They're also walking away, but you definitely think this is a related thing. Darn it. So, what do you do now, Petruchio?
How many tails? For the tails?
Should I get you know what I'm gonna get can I still influence the person that I used the mind trick on?
Well, they've already walked away from you, so you would have to catch up with them. But yeah, you could do another thing if you want to get more into it.
Yeah, you know what? Let's let me see if I can get them to walk towards the other tail.
Okay. Okay, you will have to roll it again.
Okay.
But I will say that they're just going to relent because they're already blah. So if you just want to mesmerize them again. You could also try something more complicated.
So let me get this right. This tail had a tail, or this tail, or we had two tails?
Yeah, you're not sure yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could be either.
I figure if I get the one guy to walk towards the other guy, I see how they interact. And
Okay, so Iron Edict. It's more like direct control. Okay, so yeah, that would be Iron Edict, which does cost a vitae, but you don't have to roll for it because you've already. But it is kind of mean that you're going into their brain.
Okay.
So yeah, so you spend a vitae and you stop them, and they just sort of stop and stare and are still not blinking and not breathing. You go into their mind, and it's weird. Like, it's almost robotic, and you've never, like, you don't understand. Like, it's not like you, like, I would say that this comes out to you, like, it feels like you're hacking a computer, even though you are using vampire brain powers.
Yeah.
And you're like, this is not like a brain you've encountered before. And it's weirding you out. But you can do, like, what do you want to do with this brain now that you have it in your sway?
All right, so let me get this guy to walk towards the other guy that's further back there.
Okay, this happens fast enough. Where so roleplay. Tell me what do you sell him or them?
I tell him, hey, you know, these aren't the people that we're looking for. We should go back the other way. Oh, wait. Am I telling the? Am I telling the other guy as the first tale, or am I telling the person that I'm mind controlled?
This is the first tale.
This is the person you mind controlled.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, so I'll be telling them. All right, go over to the person that's further back, that's tailing us, and go talk to him. Go talk to them.
And he just kind of robotically changes course and starts walking towards the other guy.
How close are they to the ship at this point, everyone?
I would say y'all are entering into the main gate of the shipyard while Petruchio is taking a step back 50 feet to do this. And Petruchio can easily catch up with the rest because they're just like scanning IDs such as they are and walking in.
Right.
And so Dune, you're about you're maybe like, we'll just say 50 feet again because it's easy for me to remember. So you're 50 feet further in. So, because you're,
at the berth, basically.
Yeah. Magellan was doing a passenger run anyway. So he was already, it's a good thing because he had already fixed up the seats and the seat belts and all that stuff. He does passenger, he does cargo, it depends. So he's in the passenger area of the shipyard.
Right. Conveniently close to the front gate because nobody wants to walk all the way down to the cargo yards.
Yeah, and because you rolled like 1,800, a ton of successes on that, so we'll say that continues. Yes. So yeah, so you see, so first, if you're watching the gate, you see Klaus Preissle and the Vision in Green, the green fairy, so to speak, the green synthetic fairy, walk in, and then a few minutes later, Petruchio catches up with them past the gate.
Absinthe makes the smell grow stronger. But anyway, yeah. So I hail them because I do see them. I am watching for them. Basically, over here. I shout.
Okay. Yep. They see you. No roll needed.
Yep.
And Sam starts kind of walking faster because they really want to be on that ship and off the streets.
They can take the clothing off.
That too, but also,
Yeah. Not a safe place to be right now. So when they all get to the base ship safely?
Okay, so all four of you roll me something. Roll me Wits investigation or wits stealth?
10. Yes. Okay. And roll again. 3.
Ah.
Okay. 13 and wits investigation or wits stealth.
13 altogether.
I can do basic
16.
math, I swear.
19.
10 altogether.
Okay. Who got more than 3 successes?
I did. I got
Is
4.
19?
Klaus and Presley. Yes.
Yeah,
19
okay.
is more than 3 successes. Okay, so
You also got 4.
Klaus and Presley, you see another Carmen San Diego lookalike basically shoot out to try and grab Sam with another trench-coated figure kind of walking behind them, trying to catch up with them. But that means that they don't get a surprise on you and you can react to them before they grab Sam.
Shoot.
So-
Do I have any Fey powers that I can use?
Yeah.
Let me see.
Okay. Okay, well, if you can think of a way to use those, Klaus, is there anything you would like to do?
I mean, first reaction is either get Sam out of the way or otherwise stop these people from grabbing them.
Okay. Do you want to do that as just a physical action?
Yeah, I think that's probably the...
Okay, so explain to me what motion you want to take to do this. Do you, like, shove them out of the way? Do you run and grab them? Do you...
I'm probably going to, like, grab their arm and put them sort of in front of me and out of the immediate grabbing range of the person coming up next to them. Because I think the person coming up next to them was probably, like, gonna grab and go, so they were preparing for that. So having that person move out of the way is going to screw up their plan.
Okay, so I would
If only for the moment.
I would say that would be a strength brawl roll.
Okay.
Which might... Oh wait, that's not your sheet.
It's not gonna be good.
Great. Actually, I would allow strength and larceny.
Okay.
I'll allow it.
I can see that being a valid thing.
You're stealing their mark.
I am. It's theft. And then I rolled a pretty good number on that die. 7 plus 4, so 11. Which is 2 successes.
Unfortunately, okay, well, how many successes was that?
2.
Okay, how much is it if you add a +6?
A plus 6.
That's
Yeah.
2 successes for 4 successes.
As if you know, Sam was adding to your roll by not
Oh.
wanting to be captured and
Yeah.
trusting that you were taking them out of the way
Yeah.
of the problem.
Realizing that they're being grabbed by a friend, going, ah, shit, and stepping along with it.
I can take a
Yeah.
hint.
So that'll take me up to 4 successes.
Okay, so you beat out the 3 successes of the person in the trench coat.
Yay.
At which point, the other trench-coated figure stops and says, "I need to speak with you."
Do you now?
or says to the other trench-coated figure, "I need to speak to you," in a very robotic voice. And the person that grabbed you, or that tried to grab Sam, is not saying anything. But I think it is safe to say, Pricely, unless you also want to get a surprise action in, we are about to go into rounds.
Is there any way that I can use this to run with Sam?
Yeah, I would. It'll be another like. Let's see. Let's look at your sheet. I would say it's another strength-based move, which coupled with.
I don't think I have much strength at all.
Yeah,
Okay,
you
let me see.
don't.
That's not Dex?
Well, it's a matter of running is a strength matter. Moving, just dodging,
Okay.
that's Dex.
Gotcha. Okay.
I would allow you to roll Dex, or I would allow you to roll Strength and Survival,
Okay.
just to
One.
just so you're not rolling completely
Okay, so that's
blind.
3. Okay, 1 second. Let me grab this. $11.
Okay.
2 successes.
All right. I would say that's enough to, like, they're helping you. So let's see. Let's say you were halfway to the ship. So you're about 25 feet away. I will say together you cross another. What is speed here? I'm not setting up a map because those are annoying.
Yeah.
Your speed is a 9. So we'll say that's 9 feet. All right, so that plus the roll of grabbing the friend and running. I would say you can get about 20 feet. So we'll just say it's double. So you are now 18 feet closer to the ship and away from the guy in the trench coat. The guys in the trench coats, peoples. But yes, now we are in rounds. So
Okay.
everybody, roll initiative, please.
Okay.
So your initiative modifier is should be on the lower right-hand corner of your sheet.
Roll a d10, right?
If it's
That's
D10
normal.
plus Dex plus Composure.
Does it blow up if I have a 10?
Do you what?
Does it blow up if I have a 10?
Yeah, that's fine.
19.
So I do it again?
Yeah, roll again.
Yeah, roll it again.
Okay. 19, really? Plus Dex and what?
Composure.
Yeah, so there should be something on your sheet that says initiative modifier, Dex plus Composure, which I have hopefully added up for you already, but I might not have.
I don't know where that is.
I am not great at this.
It's down. It's not. It's underneath health, willpower, power, stat, fuel, integrity, and then like the last thing underneath that is initiative modifier.
Lower right-hand corner.
So rolled a 9 altogether.
I don't see anything. Where is Composure?
Composure.
Social.
Your attributes. The top.
It's right above health. For
Change to 24.
Okay.
19 altogether for me.
Okay. Petruchia got a 9. Klaus
11.
got an 11. Okay. Okay, 7. Oh my god. Magellan's just in the ship. He's not initiative, not dealing with that for now.
Okay.
And Sam rolls.
I assume Dune has like told us with the plan and the people involved, right?
Yeah, Dune texted you. You've worked with this guy before, and you know Magellan is reliable. Magellan is trustworthy. So first up.
Okay. Are both
is-
Dune and Magellan on the ship?
I'm down by. I was down by the on ramp. Sorry, my thing's super blurry. Come on. There we go. I was actually down by the on ramp, waiting for you guys. So I hailed you when you first came in, and like you heard me. And then the people tried to kidnap our person, and that's where we entered grounds. My cousin is inside, setting up things for passengers.
Okay.
Okay. So first up, Pricely. Your speed is 9 feet walking, and you are 7 feet away from the ship. And you have the first turn, and you have
A hold of Sam.
you have a hold of Sam, whose initiative is a 7. So yeah, but so you have first move, and you are 7 feet away from the ship.
I'm gonna grab them, and we're gonna run onto the ship.
I will just say that happens.
We're gonna run onto the ship, and I'm gonna say, we gotta go right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I can roll for it if you want.
Oh no, that's fine.
You want me to roll?
You got like 6 successes. You're fine. Or your initiative is a 24. Like you're already high off of previous rolls. You're fine. Pricely is gone. Next is Dune. Dune, what would you like to do?
How far away am I from the people in the trench coats?
You're about 25 feet away.
Okay.
So if you run, you double your
speed.
You double your speed,
which would put me right up in their faces.
That you have a speed of 12. Yeah, you can within run around. You can. You wouldn't really get to attack this round, but you could just like zoom. Hello, bitch. I'm here to ruin your day.
Yeah, or I am an accredited member of the Mercenaries Union. All right.
But you can if that's what you want to do is run. Yeah, you do also probably have a firearm on you.
Yes.
So, do you just want you can? I will let you can move and then shoot, or shoot and then move. Either is fine.
I will.
Not strict about like ranged weaponry.
I will move and then shoot.
Okay.
And I'm not. I would like to call shot kneecap because I don't want to have to explain bodies to the local authorities, even if I'm a mercenary.
Okay. I don't remember how called shots work in this system, so we'll just say
I mean, in Savage Worlds, you get a -2 penalty for calling shots.
That's true. All right. So we'll say there's a -2 for a called shot, but I think your firearms, or is that weaponry? Because this is second.
Firearm.
Oh, fire. Oh, you're fine. Oh, are you using a handgun?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, then you get a +1 for that. So.
Yeah.
So, Dex plus firearms +1 -2.
Yes. So that's a base modifier of 5. Okay. Big money in our bitches. And that exploded. Nice. This dice is loving me tonight. 15. So that makes it 20 and 5 successes.
Okay, so we'll say Trench 2 is the one that is actually tried to grab Sam.
Mm-hmm.
Trench 1 is the one that is currently trying to talk to Trench 2. So how many successes?
I got 5 successes.
5 successes. So we will
Shoot this guy's kneecap out.
3 + 6 is 9 + 1. So they rolled 1 success to dodge. So we'll say you did 4 lethal.
Lethal? Or... 'cause I was
Lethal.
aiming for their kneecap.
Well, yeah, but it's still you penetrated their flesh, so. Yeah.
And then at the end of my turn of free, I'll not be having you deal with any of my customers this way. You will not be touching any of them. I don't care who you are or who you're from. And let that be a warning to you.
A warning shot to the knee. Yep.
Next one goes between your eyes.
So yeah, and you said you moved and then shot?
Yeah, I moved and then shot.
Yeah.
But I didn't run, so I just moved 12 feet forward.
Okay. So so Dune walks, taking out their pistol, and then just coldly shoots this guy in the knee. And
no, I'm doing the this is super cinematic, just the angry stomping, whipping the pistol out. I'll not have you take him. Boom. And
so
that was a warning shot.
So Dune crosses 12 feet because Dune has super long legs and is a tall, dark, foreboding presence similar to their sainted auntie. And next is Klaus.
Okay, I want to figure out what's up with these guys and their weird life signs, and I don't know whether or not I know about their weird brains at this point, but like...
Things have happened a bit too fast for you to catch up on what Petruchio did. I mean, you can roll wits investigation,
Yeah.
Or wits science, or wits occult.
Yeah, I was gonna...
If you want to just do more of a study the situation.
Yeah.
Or you could sling magic at them and see what happens.
I was gonna try magic, because I think that weird life signs fits, and reading that fits solidly in death.
Okay, but that would still be your action for you are casting a spell. So
yeah, and I get that, but I think that taking a moment to understand the situation will help everyone in the long run.
Okay, Petruchio, did you have a moment to tell Klaus that the trench coat guys were dead? Or
Be
guy
experiencing a problem.
Dead? Oh.
Yes.
Am I back?
I can hear you.
Nope.
I can hear you, Klaus, but you're not moving.
Okay. Yeah, my internet just had a brief interruption, I think. You are no longer roboting, so...
There we go.
Yeah.
Petruchio.
Yeah, everyone's picture stopped to reload for a moment.
You can tell, you can have told Klaus one short statement about the guy you brainwashed. What is it?
He's already dead.
So, okay, so Klaus, what do you want to do? Magic-wise? Just scan them or something else?
I want to see if they, see if I can identify what this semblance of life is if they're already dead.
Okay, so you want to do a kind of scanning...
Yeah, determine whether or not they are actually, if the flesh is dead. Is this a walking corpse?
Okay.
And sort of if it is, what's animating them?
Do you want to do that thing that I keep letting you do where you can just scan it with all of the level 1 spheres you have if you just spend a mana? It'll still take your action to do, especially, and, you will want to mumble something that sounds arcane. But yeah,
sounds arcane is gibberish.
Ping, ping, ping. There's a whole bunch of yours ping for some strange reason. You get a weird combination of this. Well, let's see. You have. Let me look at your sheet again. All right, so you have death, fate, life, matter, and spirit at 1. So life. Can confirm no life signs.
Okay.
Fate. So we'll get to death. Yes, can confirm is dead, but is not a ghost. Spirit pings because it seems like some kind of spirit has been. I would say I will allow fate. So. This doesn't look like sphere magic to you. You're not sure, though. But you can say that this is some kind of reanimated corpse that has had some kind of spirit grafted to it. Whether it's that being's original spirit or not, you're not really sure, because it's only level 1. But you also get the sense that in life, this person was a synthetic human.
I was wondering about that,
but you,
like, personally, because I obviously I didn't hear the fact of their brains being like computers from Petruchio, but
you don't have mind, but between life and matter, you're like, hey, I know.
I can connect those dots.
You know what synthetic life looks like. It is you. Like,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You're like me.
And are you scanning trench coat 1 for that, or trench coat 2?
I don't know, whichever one's closer or tried to do the grabbing at the beginning.
That was trench coat 2. So
okay, so trench coat 2 then.
So trench
I've had
2 is
closer
also
encounter
dead.
with that one.
But there are a lot of people in trench coats right now, so it's fine. I mean, as it turns out, they're both dead. So yay.
Technically, Dune is also in a trench coat.
Yep. So I'm in a trench coats.
And one day when it's not boiling lava hot outside, I'll wear it on stream.
Okay. And so trench coat 2 goes next. Dune, prepare to roll for dodge.
Let's do it.
Because this guy also takes a small pistol out of his trench coat, because trench coat magic.
Yep.
I have got to add good pockets to my trench coat. I added a zipper to it earlier. I'm excited about that.
Yay. Okay, so they got 3 successes to shoot Dune. Dune?
I'm going to dodge using dexterity and brawl, because I'm used to things coming at me, and a combat plug-in.
Okay. Yep.
Okay. So that's, and I got 3 successes. So that's 3.
3 successes. So I'll say Ty goes to defender.
Cool. Yeah.
So it's close.
I roll a 9, and I get +7 to that for 16 and 3 successes.
Okay. Yep. So it's close. It grazes you, but you're just like stomp, stomp, stomp. Move slightly out of the way. Stomp.
It grazes past one cheek, and then you see the line of fur as it breaks the skin just a little bit.
Just a little bit of fur. Just a little fluffy.
Yep.
All right. So
because Dune's got that thing where he's underneath his skin is another layer of skin, the one that's furry.
Can we get the Skyrim guard line? Is that fur coming out of your ears?
Is that fur coming out of your ears?
Okay. Next.
Let me get. Someone stole your sweet roll.
All right. So next up is Petruchio.
Sorry.
Petruchio, what do you do?
Let's see. I keep an eye on the 2 trench-coated figures as I run back to the ship and try to catch up with the group.
Okay, you just want to run it?
Yeah.
Okay. Not in the face. Petruchio, your speed is a 9, so you can get 18 feet away if you just run.
Okay.
So you can get a lot closer. Yeah. Or what were you doing? Sorry.
I was gonna say I was 50 feet away.
Oh, that's true. You were. They were about halfway there, and you were at the gate, and these trenchcoat assholes cut you off. I'm okay with just saying you had caught up to the group, to be honest.
Okay.
Since you were probably walking faster because you knew, like, oh no, there might be more tails.
Yeah.
So we'll just say you're 25 feet away, so you can run 18 feet closer to the ship.
Okay.
Just like, eep! And the Venture runs away. Because Venture.
Getting specifically behind Dune, who at this point is, 12 feet away from the ship and 12 feet away from the people. So.
Okay, so after that, Trenchcoat 1 guy goes, but he's just still trying to talk to Trenchcoat 2. I need to talk to you. Because he is rather brainwashed. So that's all he does.
Wash between his ears.
And Sam goes last, because Sam did not roll well, but Sam is already on the ship. So Sam is just going to help get the ship ready for takeoff. And
get out of the way, which is a good plan.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, the ship, if anyone's looking, they can tell that there is now someone in the co-pilot seat in a vibrant green costume, also starting to pull at dials and levers. And Magellan's like, okay. Because he has by this point heard 2 shots and knows it's time to get out.
I told him about my party members, so he probably knows at least that somebody's supposed to be coming. So if Priestley introduces themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. So
sorry, I thought that I had.
We'll say that Magellan's last, because he's just getting the ship together. So you did Dune. I will say, Dune, you might have a comm link on you.
Yeah. Or
you might have them on your cell. It's like, do you want me to lift off without you or wait for you? Because you're under fire.
Better to lift off without me. I don't need to go to Sweden, but that person you've got on board does. If any of our team ends up with you, could you please bring them back?
All right. You've got 2 rounds of combat before I shut the door and lift off.
All right. Thank you very much, cousin. Sorry for any of them. Sorry for any stray shots that might hit the hull of your ship.
The old girl can take it, and this ship is actually called the Old Girl.
I love that.
Perfect name for a ship. Excellent. Wonderful. A++ naming.
This is part of why I want to introduce channel points so that viewers can give us some ideas of ship names and NPC names and things, because I run out of steam. Okay. But we will figure that out someday when I manage to understand the OBS tutorials. Okay, so we're now at the top of the round. So that was round 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're getting on to 1026. So what we can do is pause this for now that I have taken notes and know what I have set up. Or we could keep playing, but we could also just pick this up next week, because I write down where we are in combat and can also just rewatch the VOD.
I'd be inclined to finish this next week. It is getting better.
I'm good either way.
All right, so we will. So yes,
I am dying. I'm sorry.
We've gone a bit late, but we started late, so we're okay. But yeah, 10:30. It's about time to call it. We've been gaming about 3 hours, so and this isn't the first time we've paused in the middle of a combat. And last time it went fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll just keep the same initiative. So whatever plot we get to next week, we will start with finishing this one, or having it lead to more. I don't know. I randomized this shits for today, and it was fun, and it turned out real well because that's my superpower. Improv gaming, I guess. Anyway, so hi, I'm Ms. Chrysula on all the social medias, on Discord, on my civilian Twitch account, and my Twitter. And you can just check in on my Twitter if you're not sure if we're running late or not, because or if we need to cancel game or postpone game or what have you. So yeah, just look there for our whereabouts, because we don't have an official Twitter yet, and maybe I'll do that. So that's me. Thank you for watching. Next, Dune.
I'm Merc. I play Idun, the Wolfblood. I'm a lurker of social media more than a poster, so it doesn't really matter. But you can find me in the Discords, especially the Fantasy Network Discord. If you join the Fantasy Network, it's a free streaming service for a bunch of independent fantasy and sci-fi films, of which vary in quality, but are generally pretty good. You know, really good for
one of which we were referencing with It's Magellan.
Yeah, we were referencing that would be Gamers the series. We also spoke of Gamers 2 Darkness Rising, which is also on that service. And my plug would be for Mondays on the Zombie Orpheus Twitch channel. There's Masters of the Metaverse, which I love. I'm not in it, but I love it. So,
where they've gone back to the weird. Now they've gone to the what are they? The weird Renaissance? No,
they're in the. Oh God, I keep calling it the random Renaissance, but I think it's like the something Renaissance.
Yeah,
it's not random, but it means weird.
I still don't know if my module is canon or not.
It is,
but I always have. It is
because this is like 1500. This is 1512. You know,
and they're not even in England. Although John Smith has probably been born by this point. He's not the Sorcerer Supreme yet. But anyway,
so
I'm just like, someday I'll find out if the module I wrote for that metaverse is canon or if it's just an alternate of an alternate universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, real fun. Metaverse Mondays.
Yep.
So, Petruchio, who is you?
Yes, I am Dark Dandy. You can find me on social media at DarkDandy13. I don't really have anything to plug. Social anxiety. Woo!
That's all right. It's all right. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
The 60s Batman flashback with the cliffhanger. Yeah, you're not wrong. Klaus, who's you?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Dracus. Been playing Klaus. I guess next time you see me, I'll be in a new space because I'm going back to school, and I guess we'll see how that works out.
Good luck, and
not gonna lie, a little nervous. All my classes seem to be in person.
Let's just say, if you need to take a break from our game for reasons, I've already worked in why Klaus might have to hide for a little bit.
Yeah. I should be fine to keep appearing in the games because, shouldn't interrupt the school schedule too much. But
hopefully you're not having class on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
Next time, I don't know. So it'll be interesting.
My intention is not to make this, have this game make your life more stressful. So just keep me
I have a lot of fun showing up, so I think I will be prioritizing, make sure that I'm available to play.
Okay.
But yeah, I have a D&D stream that is the campaign I've been running for 2 years with my friends from school, and we're getting real close to the end there. Everyone's made some poor decisions, and it's put them right where I wanted them. I almost killed someone last week. But yeah, I'll post a link to that channel in chat. We play Tuesdays at 7:30 Eastern. Probably not next week because that is the night before classes start. So yeah, we'll be back. It wouldn't be that much of a time commitment if you decide to join us because there isn't much left in the campaign. But yeah.
All right. Presley, who is you?
Hi, I played Presley. I'm Sunburst Splendor. You can find me on Instagram where I post photos of my cat a lot, and sometimes my girlfriend, and various crafts that I've made, and now gardening and baking because it's been a wild quarantine.
You're slowly but surely amassing all of the hipster benchmarks. You have a sourdough starter. You have a victory garden. You already had a majestic floof. Oh, and you have ukuleles. I think you've hit all the hipster benchmarks.
Yeah.
You were a bona fide New York City
Oh,
hipster.
yes!
You're
Yeah.
certified.
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, Dandy and I play ukulele and sing a lot, so sometimes that's on there. I don't think it has been, but it might end up on there at some point.
All right, so that's us. Thank y'all for watching and watching a bit later than usual. I have finally figured out how to record some of our stuff onto Twitch itself by using the highlight feature, thanks to Klaus pointing at either Klaus or Merc pointed it out to me, and Chris, duh. And then someone else on Zombie Orpheus pointed out, Chris, duh. And I'm like, yay. And someday I will figure out how OBS works.
I can show you how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, so yeah, we're gonna keep doing this because this is fun. Even when my brain doesn't want to do its job and brain. But and stay tuned because I'm hoping to, like I said, add a channel point feature so that even though we aren't really doing this for monetary reasons, channel points would allow you to buy stuff to throw at us in the game. Or rather throw at me as the GM. And then I throw it at them. So. But yeah, so thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye.
Au revoir.